Hello. Bro, like today I play stupid and I just delete Valorant, man. I need to restore it. Fuck. Okay, this is gonna take a while, I guess. Meanwhile, mấy đứa có stream. Hello.
Side of T1 and what Meteor is playing now and how they have learned to adapt and just put just to double the double duelist and just leave Meteor on that Sentinel, and I think that he is excelling. We also need to think about his comfort. If something were to happen, we know that he can be the surprise. Doesn't need to be from the duelist. But I agree with you, Mimi. I remember vividly saying in that.
Trung bình bạn xóa Valorant be like cày với cứt tự nhiên bấm xóa Valorant đã.
But it's crazy because the time that he actually wasn't there, Savannah only played a couple games in America's arrived at Champions, and he's in just as good form as ever. Didn't skip a beat.
He is indeed. Is this gonna be
HQ?
Is this all today? You know, because like you said, that final maybe it was, but the context is
Chịu rồi, sẽ có đèn.
I think that context.
Bây giờ thì có đèn chịu rồi. Góc để trực tiếp mặt. Có phải đẹp sao lại đổi? Lấy góc trên cao ấy. Nếu mà muốn đổi góc lại mặt thì đổi được luôn mà, đây này. Nhưng mà đổi góc mặt nó cứ nhìn nó cứ trống trống ấy, tôi không muốn để. Đấy. Để đấy. Nhưng mà nhìn nó trống trống ấy, kiểu không muốn để. Nhìn nó không được hay ấy. Nhìn góc bên trên sẽ hay hơn là nhìn góc bên này. Đấy, thôi để lại góc cũ, anh em khổ quá. Nhìn góc trên nó toàn diện hơn, nó hay hơn. Đập bàn nó cũng dễ nhìn hơn. Đập bàn cho nó dễ nhìn. Phòng mới đó, phòng mới.
I mean, it is starting to become
in Toronto, man. Would it be perfect? Sorry,
but it's becoming.
Tôi tin Meteor. Tôi tin Meteor. Meteor trust.
They've haunted my
Trust Meteor.
And Meteor was like, here's one more thing. You know, I've already done enough. Here's one more thing.
Bị anh là gì phát biết thấy luôn đấy.
Được rồi. And surely, you know, we've got Meteor on the other side. Is that good enough?
Xem cứ thoảng lác cay thật. Để cái này vào bên cạnh, có gì nhìn được là nó tải đến đâu rồi. Cay quá, bấm nhầm.
Against someone that has that dog in it.
I trust Meteor, let's go.
Who honestly has not been that insane this year. He's been largely playing the Yoru. He's been more of a, you know, a role player. It's the long-time G2 narrative.
Yeah.
This tournament, and especially that ZRG game, this is a man who's looking like he's back on EG in 2023.
I think that playing all that Euro has led to this moment, has led to this level of comfort, has led to this insane 4K that he had on the pistol here. You just gotta love that frenzy, but yeah.
Chắc là nay CrazyGuy ngồi nghịch. Mẹ phải chờ bao lần tải, cay quá. Trời ơi. Hôm nay đang ngồi dọn ổ D. Đây, hôm nay dọn ổ D từ còn 5GB thừa rồi còn 68GB. Xong rồi lỡ tay vào control panel. Xóa mẹ vào rồi đi. Ngu. Tải lại ạ. Ngu ấy cứ không hiểu là sao xóa Valorant, mẹ điều gì đấy khiến mẹ tín hiệu vũ trụ bảo xóa Valorant đi ạ, cay thật. Đến ngày này nó có lag rồi. Mẹ tín hiệu vũ trụ là bây giờ mày lỡ xóa rồi, mình đừng có tải nữa, xóa hẳn đi. Hay
more,
vậy.
they definitely credit him to that. But when it comes to what's been going on the server, we so often speak about the collisions
nghe gì giống xoáy nhẹ người quá.
talk about this and break it down.
Cay thật.
And what is the differences when it comes to them going up against each other today?
Who do you want to take?
I can start with G2. G2 is the team. I think that this year there was a divide when between teams who heavy indexed into control macro focused style comps and the teams that indexed heavy into the double duelist compositions with that Yoru or even now the Waylay. And G2 is a perfect example of that control style team. They play Viper on most maps. They're almost always
Thôi,
on
thế
double
thì
controller. They
các
are
này
a
cứ để xin đây.
slow, macro-focused squad, and I think that's the best way to define their style. But T1, they're the opposite side of that coin.
Yeah, they're way more unpredictable, right? You're playing with a double duelist. There's so many things that can happen in a round. It never has to be a begin. And many people think that it's like when you're playing the double dive, everything's going to be very explosive. But actually, you get better when you are not. When you learn how to play with your opponent's mind and you actually find gaps in their plans. That is something that they need to do specifically against you two.
Nếu mà anh em thích cái cam cũ thì tôi có thể chuyển cam cũ, nhưng mà nhìn cam này nó vẫn hay hơn mà. Cam này nhìn hay hơn mà. Đập ba phát là biết mà. Đập bàn này xong rồi đi vẽ làm như bút đai, đập vẽ cả. Mẹ như bút đa một tí nữa là tao đập thẳng cam luôn đấy. Vẫn một tí gọi là bút đa đập cam. Đánh cây đèn á. Đèn chưa nhớ đấy. Đấy anh em ấy bây giờ thích là bút đa nhá, mày chơi thua đập vẽ cam. Làm tí bút đa cho nó mẹ rạng rỡ. Bây giờ chúng ta thay vì đập bảng đập cam. Có tiền mua cam mới. Đập cam. Hợp lý. Tôi nên tạo một cái chấm than mousepad. Chờ tôi chút. Trực tiếp vào cửa phóng đấy. Đấy. Đấy, trực tiếp mà, cửa phòng kia mà, có gì đâu. Cửa phòng ngay đây mà. Anh em chờ chút để tôi làm cái Nightbot mousepad. Bora Radiantt shot. Để tôi check xem là tôi. Sau lưng á. Mẹ nối dây dài lắm. Nối cái dây dài tận ra kia thì khó. Chả lẽ bây giờ mình mua một cái gậy thôi mình cắm cái cao mình để cái để treo sau lưng à? Khó. Chưa đủ tài chính anh em ạ, chưa đủ tài chính. Tôi tạo new comment cả. Chấm than mousepad. Từ tôi xem tôi mua cái mousepad này là mousepad tí anh em. Ôi, Radiantt tài được. Mẹ 1/3 này anh em ạ. Con mẹ cay thật. Cay quá, sao Radiantt lại không hiểu. Không hiểu kiểu gì. Từ mousepad thực sự mua hàng. Đây. Choss. Control. Regular này. Timer chúng ta có thêm một cái nữa là chấm than mousepad.
The other day, do they want to go into that map and try and surprise G2 with something? I think that's going to be one of the biggest questions when we get to map veto.
Give me a Valen Waylay. Give it to me.
Mẹ mousepad của chữ E của tôi đâu.
Give me a stack
Ok.
Waylay. Do it. After yesterday, literally after yesterday and the risks some of our teams are willing
Đi Waylay.
just to get out of group.
Bro chỉnh cái cam trên stream cho khác đi, chơi game này phải nhìn cái map. Anh em mới nhìn map à? Anh em mới nhìn map đúng không? Bây giờ anh em mới nhìn map, tôi sẽ chuyển stream qua bên phải, chuyển cái cam qua bên phải đây.
Hey, it was fun. We had a good day. But it's time for the results of our Mastercard fan poll. Earlier we asked
Thì tôi sẽ vứt cái này ở đây.
Americas or Pacific is the best region. And looking at the results here, I can't believe 32% of the people trolled. It's like clearly Pacific.
It is crazy. Yeah.
Yeah, I think that Pacific is having such
Được chưa?
we're absolutely so blessed with all the things that they're bringing into the game and they deserve it.
Đấy cho anh em nhìn map.
Actually,
14 to playoffs.
call me a fraud.
Em bị
Call me
đá
a
là
fraud,
thôi,
but
chúng ta
MIBR
game
shows.
kỹ năng
I
đá
am
về
full,
em phải
I
delay
am
về mấy
so
tiếng.
hot on the MIBR train right now.
Em phải delay 50,
I might
5 6
think
phút gì
they-
đó.
I
They could be
credit
argued.
them as well, but I
Yeah.
think I might be
Did you know?
crazy
I
for
credit
saying
them as
that.
well.
Yeah. Oh, boy. Okay.
Well, you're gonna have a very
Oh,
biased
no.
desk
No,
apparently.
but I don't know why, you know, I also believed in Sen to be fair, but there's just something about MIBR that
Yeah.
makes me believe more
Đấy,
than
thì anh
any
nhìn
other
map ra,
member.
cho em lớn khó chịu cho anh em.
No, in my
Đấy, chúng tôi đã tẩy được
season
7
and
7
within, like,
3
I
1
am
1 phần 3
I am
1 phần 3
such a
nhá.
big Cortez fan, like so
Kỹ
much.
chả lăng
I
nha.
love his energy.
Kỹ với
I
chả
love-
lăng, kỹ
he
với chả
kind of gives
lăng.
me like Sufa BB vibes.
Yeah,
I think
yeah.
I really think just that positivity and that approach to the game on this stage, I think he could carry them.
Chơi game bình thường người ta đi ở người ta cũng đá mà, nhưng mà
Like,
thôi.
I think when I was watching
Anh em mà muốn xem tôi cho
like,
xem,
I
thoải mái
could
tôi xíu.
feel his screams. I could feel how if I was on the other
Mẹ, viewer là chính. Mẹ, bây giờ xem giải nó còn lag cái này cơ mà. Mẹ.
Against me. If two Pacific teams get eliminated, though, I'm really interested.
Thôi cho anh em nhìn map đây, nếu mà map ở đây tôi sẽ hạ cam xuống một tí đây cho tầm đây nhá.
So I have on vacation right now and I
Được chưa?
have
Chắc là map này nhìn được rồi. Đó, được chưa? Đơ phải bị đá. Để chơi xem giá nó còn lag cay thật. Mạng yếu nhỉ. Ồ, lấy cốc nước cái ra anh em. Bây giờ rút.
Going through a loss like this is really sad. I'm gonna do everything that I can to be sure that it's not gonna happen again.
Mạng éo chán thật.
This is it, the final chance to prove ourselves. We do or die trying. I wouldn't say it went really well for MIBR in Master Storm.
Thôi,
I feel like they improved a lot.
rồi xem tí. Xem tí cho chơi. Xem tí cho chơi. Hôm nay không chơi. Để có xem tí. Rốt rắc làm gì. Để đến giải xem bây giờ nó đang lag cái này.
Excited to play against them.
We just got murdered on that tournament. We didn't play like ourselves. Now I'm playing more like how I need to play. In the next match I'm gonna be a better Cortesia.
Mẹ, ông Cortesia này còn đeo cả một cái đồng hồ ạ. Mẹ đeo không nặng à? Serif hả? Meteor nè. Meteor Isu. Thì xem bên YouTube thì nó xem bên trên đây nó hay hơn, nó có mấy cái này nè, cái đoán này trông hay mà. Thì YouTube đừng đéo thì có. Đấy. Phải tải.
MIBR thua Fnatic anh em ơi. MIBR thua Fnatic nào. Chúng ta cùng tiến đến cặp thi đấu được mong chờ. Rất mong chờ ngày đấu cuối cùng của vòng loại. Đúng hơn là vòng bảng, đó là đại diện số 1 của khu vực America, GG Esports sẽ đối đầu với đại diện số 3
Bẩn mắt à?
của khu vực
Tạt ra.
T1.
Thôi mở bên Twitch nhìn nghe bên Twitch hay hơn nhiều. Nghe bên Twitch hay hơn nhiều, nghe bên Twitch nó không như này đâu. Twitch là một sự khác biệt đúng không? Ê tải một nửa anh em ạ, xong rồi anh em ạ. Xong rồi hát đầu đấy, tải xong ấy. Đấy, cho
Ended here on a high.
bắt đầu bắp G2 à?
Vito, G2 chooses not to ban Corone. So they leave that one open. It's looked rough.
Rockemo này, Serif này.
Doing that
Mẹ, lip hay BTR nhờ? Lip hay BTR nhờ? Thôi tôi team BTR hơn, mặc dù team T1 bác này sẽ thua đấy, nhưng mà tôi team BTR. Lip thì chắc cũng chỉ tầm đấy thôi, Rockemo bác này gánh hết nhá.
I'm not being funny, but did you think that they were gonna ban if it was anything other than Corrode, like anything?
Especially Button.
Yeah,
Tất cả nhá.
to me is really, really
Okay.
surprising. I mean, giving T1 Lotus, Corrode, and Sunset, my goodness. If you'd be happy about that.
Đấy, ngồi xem. Phòng to luôn.
This is a good map Vito for them.
Đấy, anh em ngồi xem.
I just wonder what
Đấy, được rồi, được rồi, được rồi.
with the Corone, because I do think their Lotus is excellent. They've shown that all year. I still favor them on that map, even though T1 is quite a good Lotus team as well. But Corone, man, are they going to show a new comp? Are they going to revamp their game plan? What
Is there time? I don't know. I don't think. Definitely, when we get the interview, we have to speak a little bit more to the coaches and the team to see what's going on here. Because I agree with you, Mimi. I think that Lotus is going to be an absolute like bath. For I think that it's going to be very evened out. Corrode is the big issue.
You did ask us what maps we felt like the biggest difference in the style showed. We get both Lotus and Sunset. I think those are two keys where it's like Pinnacle T1 double duel
Okay.
against Pinnacle G2 slow control style balance.
I can't wait to see it.
Đây, đây nha, tắt đây, cái này thì tắt cam. Bật cộng một cái display. Đấy kẻ, đấy được chưa? Tắt hết cái này nhá. Tắt này, tắt chatbox này. Đó, được chưa? Đấy, từ từ đã bật tiếng đó mà nghe được, từ từ. Anh em bình tĩnh, tôi bật tiếng anh em nghe nhá.
Doing trap play re-clears, so I think Leaf is gonna have to be very
Đấy, được đấy,
cautious about
bật rồi
how
đấy.
he's playing that space to not get caught
Trong
off
lúc
guard.
chờ Valorant
I
tải.
didn't expect any surprises.
Còn
I
cay thật.
assume in the Aegis Select, and I think that both of the teams knew that Lotus was a very high possibility
For
for,
sure.
for today. So
Mẹ
I
BTR hay Leaf nhở?
expect those,
Ê,
those
mẹ
kind of-
cho nhí đây gì phát biết.
I wanna see also
BTR như
the
gì?
beginning of the
Vice,
match,
Leaf chơi
potentially
Viper.
to- towards
Ôi,
the
BTR hơn.
Yeah, there's gonna be,
5
there
kill,
is gonna be
mẹ,
no surprises.
Rockemo
That
trông
style
khó lắm.
back
Burst.
is coming, baby, it's coming.
Oh, I'm so excited.
Rồi, đoán rồi nhá.
Like boss, I'm
Đoán này đúng không anh em? Mẹ, cái này cái cuối này hơi cấn. Cái cuối này hơi cấn. Không biết là nên để ai. Mẹ biết đâu lại là
Yeah,
trend.
Izu is also really good on this Yoru. I love the
Biết đâu
way
lại
that those two
Rockemo.
work in
Nhưng mà
conjunction. I
Rockemo
think they make
attack,
such a
burst
great
attack trước
team
bà.
on the double duelist diving in together,
Mẹ
plugging the gaps
phát
in their
bước vào
opponent's
tên là có
setup.
Ace phát.
It's
Mẹ
tough to
đúng
find
luôn.
those gaps into G2. They're
Tôi
excellent
đoán
on
đấy,
this
tôi đoán nó gọi là
defensive
thần đồng.
side, even better
Phải là
than their
chữ.
attack generally. So this is going to be one where I think they are quite favored to start, but if T1 can win this map, it's such a statement for the rest of this series. Jitsu.
And what an amazing rematch we are heading into. Of course, we got to bring back the two casters that were here before. Here's Bren and Sideshow.
Too much, but again, that rematch from Bangkok, G2 have been denied
Trận
countless
này
times
G2
now.
sẽ thắng.
Chance at
Chẳng
lifting
bao
the
nhiêu rồi.
international trophy. It's been their white whale.
Trận này G2 sẽ thắng, chắc chắn là thắng 2-1 hay là 2-0 thôi.
Dust of Bangkok and lifted that trophy
Lắp rồi, chắc chắn là
themselves.
G2
Balanced
thắng rồi.
himself. He's out for revenge here today. But you got to take it one game.
Đấy là ăn
at a
làm lại
time.
chắc nhờ. Tin
No one
mẹ,
remembers
tin
team
tin
that
tin được
goes-
burst không?
team that goes out
Tin
9.
burst cho anh em tôi tin burst, tôi tin burst. Burst là chạy đi đúng rồi, lo to đi, lo to đi.
That time,
Phá phát một
G2
mạng
got
luôn
the
trên đầu.
victory 13-5 despite T1 looking very good with that old double duelist comp they used to pull out on Lotus at the start of this year. Both teams have evolved since then. And you see T1 taking a bit of mount control at the start. T1 have a couple of different openings. Their comp does like to fight for rubble or likes to open slowly like this. Usually with Isu actually being the player to slow take rubble control.
Ồ.
But this time it's DH and Meteor. And it looks like they're going to work their way back into A here.
Ui, cái clip của mình đi offside kìa.
Trying to keep as many G2 bodies towards C and B as they can, but the pressure's coming towards Leaf. No snake bite. No great way of holding.
Ui,
There's a sole
ui,
recipient here. Might
ui,
see
ui.
two signs of life. There it is. Bodies spotted out.
Đúng rồi, vỡ lên chạy vào.
Well, looking to try and retreat. retreat to a bit of safety, but he is stuck
Đừng có lag.
in pit. Meteor immediately drawing blood. Trent
Check out.
looking out towards stairs. That horn does
Đúng
need to
rồi.
be broken. Dealt with again, reveals the position.
Ui
and
rồi à.
maybe even
Buzz
starts
ơi,
to
đừng,
find
tao tìm
himself
về
a
mà Buzz.
touch done here. Buzz
Hơi
will
lag
have
thì anh em ạ.
coverage,
Đang
trying
tải
to
báo
get
được nó
those
thế.
claim T1. Lightning fast start for them.
Buzz, ăn đi Buzz.
Through the flank, not detected by
I
Meteor's
trust
flash
you
just
bro.
yet.
Balance alone.
Ui rồi, Buzz ơi.
Buzz contact, a paranoia sweep through on
Trời
either side.
ơi, Buzz của tôi
Picking up
đây.
the fight ever so slightly. Izu is low enough as
Mẹ
well.
đừng nói là Izu nhá.
Visible here for G2, and now trying to make moves over
Ui,
towards it.
nó
A
cái
flash
môn này.
with the connection, Jorgamo.
Ôi. Mẹ lag mẹ luôn. Rất là cay. Thôi để 170 thôi. 17 này là nó không lag này.
A 3v5 win
Yeah.
for G2.
Mẹ G2 thắng à, vãi ở cướt. Lừa đảo.
Going up to try to cut off Trent.
Lừa đảo với cứt.
Completely isolates Leaf on site. But I've seen Jorg do the most disgusting stuff with this.
Thôi, nay mà không live là mai không có content để up lên TikTok.
T1 fell to pieces.
Anh em thích ngồi xem không? Anh em thích ngồi xem thì tôi cho xem. Hôm nay tôi cũng lười bán tí.
Actual magic to watch.
Disgusting.
Ngồi xem nhá, chốt đi, chốt là ngồi xem đi, tôi ngồi tôi xem à. Em chốt ngồi xem, tôi ngồi tôi xem, tôi không tải bao lần nữa. Chứ lag này tôi nhìn cũng khó chịu chứ.
Gate crash, no funny business. Jorgamo would open up the door.
And T1 back it up. And now they're thinking, okay, well, was that Jorg tapping the door and TPing away? It doesn't look like there's too much pressure here, but as the door opens once more, T1 shuffling backwards. Don't want to get caught in a big scrap over here.
No, just looking to pick up the orbs if they're freely available. Build up towards the odds. You can see them prioritizing Izu, the dimensional drift, going to be an important tool.
Meteor
Được,
is one of those
bao
players
bao
on
tí.
T1 that you've got to have your eyes
Đấy,
on
để
there.
tôi để mắt nhá, cho anh em xem nhá.
He's a monster player.
Ui dồi, do cái bồ. Do cái bồ 3 mạng rồi. Ê, không tin đánh gió.
This time though,
Không tin đánh gió, quá buồn, tôi đã không tin đánh gió. Ô lý về. Ui Leaf về. Ô Leaf nó thắng rồi à? Ui 4 mạng rồi. Leaf 4 mạng rồi, Leaf 4 mạng rồi. Bọn nó thường NA.
building up towards the Yoru.
Nhưng mà khả năng round này cũng đi lắm.
Both excellent.
Rồi nhá.
You're playing on
Anh em để tôi phân tích cho anh em tại sao tôi sẽ tích này, để tôi phân tích ra. Để nhìn mà nó đi đâu này.
More on the attack. Oh, that's
Okay, it's given it out already.
Ủa
Did
đi
you
à.
get a chance to shoot your gun?
Yeah.
À, cho gì bro.
References coming
Ui
out.
sao kìa bồ, Leaf 4 mạng rồi. Anh Bớt với không bạn.
Said it himself, he's been thinking about
Ui,
that grand
ui,
final
Bớt sẽ chết à?
for many months. T1 were living rent
Bớt rồi.
free. Gonna get a chance on
Ui.
the bonus here for G2. There's
Ui, Leaf, một bạn nữa.
still heavy weaponry.
Ui.
Could do some damage.
Cúp bích.
Don't want to scoff at them when they're holding those stingers in their hands.
Anh Bớt
T1
rồi, em tin anh mà, anh làm gì
careful as
đây?
they approach around this A-Rubble fight.
Yeah, because Buzz does actually go down in one shot, and he was the player at risk there.
Không
Meteor's
tin anh
tucked
Bớt.
super deep
Anh
here
Bớt
over
thật.
towards B. If he opens the door, it will force Jorgamo to take that gate crash.
Ui, rồi xong Leaf, rồi Leaf ăn 5 mạng.
Straight
Không,
down there, Meteor.
không.
Goes his hand, door opens up.
Fuck
also
you
looks to
Leaf,
protect that
fuck
position.
you.
Jorgamo
Đấy cả Leaf underdog x2 point luôn mà.
This is
Trời ơi,
expecting even further. This is a
bây
bit
giờ
of a
đi
flat out on the
Leaf.
B here from T1. This
Quá
flank
buồn.
reactivated. G2
Sao?
looking to look
Còn 2 cái nữa rồi, còn 2 cái này.
level of awareness that
Meteor.
about as well. That gun
Ui,
being
plan B
quite
ạ,
easy.
không plan A cơ.
It is really common
Quá
to
buồn
leave
anh em
an
ạ.
A insert.
Tôi đã trượt hết rồi.
I don't think they'll expect Jorgamo to be on the B flank.
G2 have just given this one up entirely here, but that paranoia sweeps and does collect and collide onto the two of them as well.
Leaf, Leaf bị A luôn à.
The fights cleanly. Buzz would be traded out and traded
Ờ.
right. Gonna calm down the aim and the nerves, but still no shots.
Ui rồi ôi,
Overwhelming.
T1. Anh em ơi, tôi check hết rồi anh em ạ. Không trúng có thằng nào cả, check hết rồi, check luôn rồi, check hết
And
rồi
they
rồi
really
ơi.
control there. I was expecting T1 to be trying to open the door and
26 điểm luôn vào, bắn mẹ nó bắn chuẩn mấy cân.
And Jorg just gets to do whatever he wants here.
Mẹ không tin được T1, tê liệt, không tin tê liệt. Mẹ, map sau tôi sẽ không bao giờ không tin tê liệt, cay tê liệt vậy.
He's on the flank.
Trời ơi, tê liệt ơi.
No wall, no coverage, no flank information.
No.
Ui, Leaf bắn kia. Đúng tê liệt có khác.
Odin comes out to play very
Cay
early
tê
and
liệt
Jorg
thật.
can just keep this outlaw going.
dangerous thing.
Ui,
Team
xề à?
G2. You know they like to opt into the outlaw picks as well.
Ui.
A lot of pressure coming towards Valen though.
Ui, lao luôn. Bản lĩnh lao luôn.
The noise being made by T1 as well. They're not shy. They want to get involved here over towards the site. Good Util going to be used as well to try and piece this together onto the side, but Valen will concede.
Để CT với nhau, để CT đúng rồi, để CT.
T1 want to take it a little bit further here. This is a deep fight to be taken as well. Gliding, sliding and hopping all over the place here as well. Trying to make the most of this one, but still.
Bắt làm gì?
Felling the T1 approach, and now the dimensional drift earned up. Spotting out these players. Who's going to be picking us out to the rest of his team, just caught onto the corner.
Ui, tôi xong rồi, mấy ông này đi rồi. Hai ông CT này đi hết cả hai ông rồi.
And no safety, no respite whatsoever. Rolling back onto the side, just leaves it to Stacks and Meteor, but they are no more.
Bắn chán thật.
Fantastic little counterplay there by G2. I love the idea from T1. You get posted up deep, you fight within the range of your stingers. Here, he pops the ultimate jog. He sees the opponents flash into a seize that cuts off their audio cues, so he gets a free play to just uncloak, dissipate behind them. It's even comboed up with a stun from the Taeho as well if you needed it. I mean, how often do you see seizes comboed with the dimensional drift? It's usually a paranoia or something.
Nó kêu muốn lên 8 mạng rồi.
That's a sick play.
Deep 7, Meteor 1. Trận này thấy Deep thì mua nhiều rồi.
Be a big game player when it comes to these events. He'll step up, he'll show his best form.
This time they're taking a massive battle over here towards Mount. T1 opt in.
Big group up. It's delayed by T1, looking to try and send it forwards. Now it's a deep TP alongside the horn.
Blind.
Parts of it broken as well, but Jogger will be forced to respect this one a little bit further back. Izu in their faces now. Same with Buzz.
Hai.
Just overwhelmed from that presence.
Em bớt là phát của A luôn.
T1 will get access to the side. Jorgamo in through the back, and he
Yeah, bro. They get the cook, man.
It's all just going a bit wrong here for G2 on the hold. T1 again, very aggressive.
Who do you support anyway? T1 or G2?
They can get big value out of the Yoru ult. The Yoru ult there gave Buzz the perfect stun.
Ui.
And now they pushed up deep again. This double duelist hold so far up towards.
Lọc tài gái, mày elite à? Calm down, bro.
Gonna go for it though. They've got the money. At least holding for the exits for now. Time starting to tick away from them. Will mean that the round win.
Ơi, chơi quả flash không được cả, một cái tích đầy á.
Looking to do as much damage as possible. The game plan here, G2.
They need the gun.
They do. They definitely do. DH falling. They're getting whittled down here. Just 2 remaining. Izu. Shot to the back of the head. Jonah.
Huh?
Jumping up and around. Izu will.
What's Jonah doing?
Down to the spike. So only 1 player surviving with the gun.
Yeah, that is not great for T1.
Ooh,
The
no.
round itself really excellently put
Interesting,
together.
interesting.
Dimensional drift, as I said, it informed Buzz's stun perfectly, and then that push up towards the back. Both of the duelists holding hands to take.
Cái bộ didn't really
necessary
play.
space, but
Let's
the
go,
economy,
guys, let's go.
The economy is going to be in a bad spot. It's not like they should eco this one.
Oh
but
yes,
look at
okay.
it all.
I see the off there.
A bull's
Bro,
Guardian. They're on the verge of getting eco'd again, and they're going up against an
Oh.
Odin.
Ôi sao?
Jonah's got the Odin right here.
T1 do have some big ults though, potentially to use into this one. Fully opted into that rubble fight.
Odin này, bắt đầu Odin đấy. Ui, mẹ T1 Meteor.
In hand, holding this one against them. That paranoia has a flash on either side into his face with that prowler as well.
Ooh.
Drifting around, trying to get a handle onto most of this one here. T1.
Ui, buzz. Ấy luôn. Không, phong cây. Mr. phong cây.
Not to be denied his chance to really fight and answer back.
Oh, okay.
Guaranteed
Good choice,
win
bro.
here for T1.
Never
There's not
trust
much that we can
T1.
do other than just trickle in, look for
Never trust
kills,
T1,
maybe
man.
some exits again, because again, the economy does matter.
But I think T1 have recovered at that point. I mean, this was the dangerous round where their eco would have been in a bad spot, but sure. Buzz is so fearless about it, man.
4
Just
point.
sent it.
He was
Let's go, 4
blinded,
point.
nearsighted.
Yeah.
And he's just running through with full confidence that even if he dies, his teammates will be able to trade it out. The flash itself also connecting onto Valen made it very difficult. You know, bizarre situation. And it's Leaf who doesn't collect the gun, and now the pressure back on G2's economy actually, because you know those Ops and Odins are pretty expensive to try to bring out for the defense side. The fast pace is working here for T1.
Oh my god, bro, he's legally blind. How did he get a kill?
Was the one who actually
It's legally blind.
with the prowler in his face. Got distracted for a moment, and Buzz is so clean with that ult.
A little bit of overcommittal there, perhaps, from Valen. Correct me if I'm wrong as well. Did Leafs just commit the ult in that last round too?
Yeah, it was a big investment. Big investment. He ulted over towards C, and Trent died instantly to Meteor pressuring down B as well. So there was action happening on the other parts of the map, but T1 also just cracked through A so fast that it didn't make too much difference. Now those big rubble fights, that was one of the areas there where Heretics were able to dismantle T1. And part of the reason was because the Haunts were just lighting people up. The Haunt, if it lands really high and it manages to see and pierce the gap between the Neon wall, Buzz was getting caught by those over and over and over again. And G2 haven't had bodies to be able to do one of those big team fights yet. There were 2 people in position this round, but they didn't want to take a full scrap. It's kind of interesting in this game, actually, that we've seen G2 and T1 both lose 0-2 to Heretics on exactly these maps.
Yeah.
G2 lost on the pool. Yeah, both teams lost on Lotus, and then G2 lost on Corrode, and T1 lost on Sunset.
Right.
But very close maps, all of them. Hard to tell who's in better form. I guess most people would be favoring G2, but I think the map pool makes it extremely possible for a T1 victory, and they're showing why in these last couple.
Good resilience. Big bounce back here, but that's a fight forwards that was really G2 eager to take that one, but still they will have to respect it and just go backwards from that.
Oh, nah.
To the C's. Was able to just hold tight to the corner though. No real damage done. It's a fast-paced comp from T1, easy to disjoint a lot of these traps that G2 will try and go for.
Yeah, it's true, but because it's an eco round for G2, they're just going to be following noise and trying to take a big brawl as well. And I think Meteor looking for an opening pick.
He's not alone. TH is by his side. TH has been a real big performer.
Meteor's got an ultimate to work with, but you don't really want to use it on this round. It's a half buy, it's an eco for G2. Doesn't have as much value as if you were to use it on a rifle, but in a pinch it'll work.
40 seconds left. A lot of tiptoeing around here by T1. Not sure what direction they want to go in. I mean, they're moving the spike away here. From B control is still theirs, but again, you don't have the time, really. 30 seconds.
They don't know where anyone is on A. I mean,
they've got no clearance on rubble.
There could be a player rubble. There could be a player tucked towards blue room. Could be a player tree.
This could be disastrous here. The only silver lining is only 2 players ready to receive, and Jonah P does have that sheriff. He's just missing, going wide ever so slightly. Still chance to really deny it, and now onto the side. Buzz. He's going to try and crack this one.
Mẹ, Buzz không bắn mẹ từ đầu game nhỉ.
He's going to find it. Still that spike does
Mẹ
need to
tin
get
Buzz
planted.
chó gì cay thật. Mẹ từ đầu game ăn này.
Needs to be that defense. He's denied it.
Ôi thế mà thằng Trinity à.
Steal it right from underneath them. The time just getting the better of them.
Điều thật.
That's a gifted round. A gifted round. I don't know what T1 were up to in terms of their macro in that round. They got scared maybe by the amount of players that they've seen over towards B and C. Jonah B even takes a long time there to be able to get a kill. And draws the savior towards the end.
Yeah.
What a weird one. T1 put together 2 nice rounds playing quickly, and then 1 round where they play so slowly.
Mà mẹ từ đầu game đi vậy bắn. Mẹ nước em bắn hay ạ.
T1, same rubble fight. No contestation really from the side of G2. Willing to give them a lot of that space. So showing them even know that Buzz is inserted on the left side. Could be in danger. Could be Meteor who's the one in danger here, but a Prowler sidestepped. Not dodged enough in time here. We'll have to TP out and respect that one. He's miles away. That leaves Valin on a bit of an island.
Ui, sao Valin?
We'll open up the side here. No one is home. Sidestepped as well from Valin, so he's still got his primary and wants to slip back in and potentially do some damage.
Oh! Whoa! What the?
3 players in a blink.
Cái gì vậy?
Drop back to the spectator seat and they have to watch.
What blood doing?
It's up to Buzz and Meteor now, who's try and put this one together again. That dimensional drift.
Ui, chẳng vai cứt.
All the players, all the information in the world given up to G2. Meteor waiting right back in.
What a round from Valin.
That's crazy.
I mean, those are the kind of moments that he will have been fantasizing about in a rematch against T1 after he had 3 tournament points in Bangkok and couldn't capitalize. But this round he puts just the right amount of pressure to draw the ult out of Meteor and then slips back in for a 3K. Magical stuff from a guy who's been playing some of his best Valorant.
That shit? Come on! Bring that shit on!
And T1 are taking attack timeout. This is
T1
now a
sợ
couple of
rồi,
rounds.
T1 lén rồi.
That they've pretty horribly misplayed
T1
on that team,
lén
though, and then a round where they just
rồi.
got outplayed by G2, reading the ult status, slipping back in, finding the
T1
gaps. I
lén
think
rồi
G2
em
have been doing a
ơi.
great job at this tournament, and just more recently at
Quá
finding those
T1
moments to
lén
take the
rồi.
risk.
Yeah.
I think earlier on this year, you thought of them as a team, certainly I did, that didn't want to take too many of those risks. They played the most disciplined style of Valorant. And maybe you'd get a bit of flair from Jorgamo, but not too much from everyone. And now I feel like they're really testing the limits sometimes. I'm seeing Leaf go for aggressive re-peaks, Valin like that, slipping back into spots where he's unexpected.
Yeah, for sure. Stuff that's not necessarily a percentage play, but it's going to take a team off guard if they're wondering, well, why the hell is Valin re-peaking that?
Oh, exactly.
You know, he's alone on the side.
Yeah, I mean, his team are clearly playing for a full retake setup there, basically, right? With the dimensional drift, but he finds an opportunity and makes a play, and those are the kind of moments that can take you from being a very good, super consistent team to being a tournament winner. But we're a long way away from talking about tournament winners, even though we're discussing the Masters Bangkok finals. This is an elimination game.
Yeah.
One of these teams isn't even going to make playoffs.
Purely a battle for survival. No one remembers the team that exits early out of playoffs.
Except in the sense that they disappointed everyone and had a fall from grace, because I think that's undeniable for either of these teams.
Absolutely. High expectations.
One of them, unfortunately, is going to have to disappoint.
Fake teleport. Cutting through.
Jorgamo might be receiving a lot of action soon. Dodge into the side. Wow, just bites his time.
Ê, đặt con chó kìa.
Valin will follow up with that 1-2
Ê, đứa nào làm phim phê đây? Tắc nào là gì đấy? Tắc.
Sharp shooting across the board from G2. They are hungry to make a statement.
Trung bình initiator.
Swagger is there, and it's
Trung bình
powerful from G2. Big mistake from Stacks while not clearing this corner. That's not going to be doing that one again, is he? At least it was on an eco round.
Yeah.
At least that
Không hiểu vậy chơi initiator kiểu gì ạ? Chích góc không chích được.
But that, yeah, there's some nasty shots coming out here. And I feel like since Baby
Check cái góc thế khó rồi anh em ơi. Check cái góc thế thì khó rồi anh em ơi.
Much needed. Baby's injected it into this squad here. Now we're seeing a fast take. T1. I've got to correct the course somehow. Easy without dimensional drift.
But
they're not
the
committing
spacing
hard,
gap is so large between Isu and the rest.
They're trailing behind by miles here. The team's not even in tree at this point. Isu's the only one in towards backside. Now, luckily, no one's home. Just Jonah P looking to contain, make sure they don't over-push here from this spot. That's a seize up and overhead, but he did spot players in the process. Doesn't want to get overzealous here. Needs to wait for the right time to strike with the rest of his team. T1.
They need aggression here, Brendan, in the post-plant T1. They can't just sit here and wait to be retaken.
Might be the aim.
Nice one,
Meteor gone as well. That's going to be a now from the flank. Meteor was supposed to be holding back that onslaught, but G2 are now starting to group up, steadily moving towards Armageddon. Rolling out that carpet. Nowhere safe to stand on top of it. It's up to DH and the rest of the squad. Can they push back from most of this? Trent spotting signs alive, hearing those sound cues. That blind does connect. This is G2 just rolling over them now. It's an overwhelming onslaught of force. Izu, we'll see if he can put a stop to it. He'll have to come out clutch. He'll have to do it now. He's gone into that 1v1. The damage done.
Hi!
And Izu the one to do it all. That ripple clutch under his belt. Sorely needed.
Hay đấy, được cái chưa, được cái chưa.
Like you said, absolutely needed for T1 there.
Được cái chưa. Bombardio Crocodile.
Really sharp on it. And even the spam through the box, he catches the fact that he's hit a headshot, so he knows that Leaf is still there.
Bombardio Crocodile.
Good awareness. But T1 need at least another in this half. Leaf was thinking about picking up the op again, but doesn't. And here's a big brawl. T1 back it up. They're not happy about the level of resistance that they just met.
There's a lot of util.
There's no one fast over towards
TP?
City. Yeah, DH, he's going to commit this.
He's committed. In their spawn now. Trying to flip this one around as well, but that goes both ways. Valin also going to be looking to rejoin. Reinforcements arriving quick over towards this C site. Now, grouping up now. That flash is going to be absorbed and aimed up. DH does the most that he possibly can do from that spot. Still that one way. Left to contest with Izu wants a piece.
Oh, Izu!
Flash is perfect.
Izu!
Through that one way he set up for the 1-2
Izu
combo.
rưỡi.
The
Anh
hero
luôn.
that T1 have needed in these last couple of rounds. He's been playing amazingly.
Pure mechanical
Chết.
skill on display. Leaf handed a few as well, but first will
Ô,
respond.
actually
Return
winnable.
though on either side. Leaf still active now, picks up the weapon.
Ui, đặt
Exchange
bom
of
này
it.
khó, bom
Bullets
này
go
khó.
from behind his Meteor, an unexpected angle. That's the insurance policy for T1 here. Time ticking.
Đang trái.
Making Leaf sweat.
Ê, Meteor.
Easy as anything at all here for Meteor.
Meteor là quả sợi.
4, T1 with a chance to really drag this one back to a real respectable half.
It's Isu again here, Brent, that does the magic. DH, by the way, doing a decent job in that spot too, but that flash peek as he sees the drone coming towards him, it's really nice.
Yeah.
Turns his own flash, jumps into the corner and then plays off the one-way. Brent, the way that Meteor took that fight towards the end, he's aiming at like Leaf's legs.
Hơn nhau về
He's
tận
only got 3 kills. It's
18
a
mạng.
bit strange seeing Meteor at the bottom of the scoreboard like this. Hasn't mattered too much. He's taking an early fight B main right now though.
Ô, vừa là dứt câu xong. Meteor. Goat.
Meteor though will be falling. Still just going to be going into the B split. Trent ready and available, at least with the salvos, trying to slow this one down, and Valen straight from behind as well to disrespect is palpable.
Ôi,
and the
Valin.
kills are still flowing in. It's just unbelievable. The form
Valin
goes
bạn thấy
both
chịu à?
ways. This is two teams that don't want to give a single inch.
Valin bạn vách cứt ạ.
Powered by spite and vengeance, I
What it's
think.
feeling like. He was already saying, listen, I mean, a couple of months living rent-free in his head, thinking about that Bangkok finals, what could have been, what should have been in G2's minds.
He said they made a couple of months of my life miserable thinking about that final, so now I'll do it to them. I mean, crazy that he's coming out and bringing this level of fire.
Woke up early to be a hater, and I respect it. He certainly made this game interesting, and if he's playing like this, my God. It's taken everything from T1. Big clutch rounds, Easy's having to go above and beyond.
Meteor just got an insane 2K to open this one up.
And immediately undone.
Yeah.
Oh.
It's a treat to watch, it really is, but there's more than one player on fire in this game.
An 8-4 half for G2. Still a long
Valley này cái tí thằng
that
mày
is lightning.
làm quả 2-3 mạng này thì không mấy mà T1 thua.
Exactly how this pans out.
Cánh nó cả ống hóc evo mà. Thì không mấy mà T1 thua luôn. Giờ ông này điên rồi, ông này thực sự là rất điên rồi đấy. Phá quỷ mẹ. Mẹ Vali các bạn Vali các bạn thế này lại bảo không được 4 mạng đi. Bắn như mấy thằng điên chơi với nhau. cứ 3-1 là T1 mẹ kiểu gì chẳng ao. Ăn được kiểu gì không cao tờ được. Ăn cao tờ ấy bồ. Không có cách nào cao tờ được luôn. Mẹ bắn quá ghê. Mẹ bắn như bắn chơi luôn. Bắn như đi chơi.
It's just lightning hot right now. I mean, he is unbelievable with the aim and the form, and I was a bit worried, honestly, with all that talk about how much this match means to him, the concept of revenge against T1, how much he's been thinking about that grand finals at Bangkok, the trophy that was denied to his team that they have been hunting for the longest time. I was worried that pressure would cause him to crumble.
Well, he even said it, actually. He described the Bangkok final itself as a mental crumble. A reminder that they had 3 tournament points across 2 maps,
Yeah.
one of which was actually Valin in a clutch, a 1v1 at the end of
Baron này cứ như này chắc chắc.
That was before. They would have been able
Mẹ
to
14 bạn.
at the start of the year, something that G2 still haven't been able to do.
Trận này kiểu gì T1 chẳng mẹ thua tầm
Their final time, the
thua
culmination
tầm
of
đấy đấy.
the arc, but there are
T1
lots
chắc
of
ăn được
them in
mẹ
the
bạn round đầu xong rồi quyết về
Immortal
round
was a
sau.
fantastic beginning on the half that they enjoy
T1
playing
cũng
the
chỉ thế
most,
thôi.
but they've got to navigate a trap play here towards B main.
T1 cũng chỉ là một cái tên
They're
thôi.
anticipating T1 getting aggressive with the double duelists.
Biding their time and holding.
It's just a stalemate at the moment.
It is.
No man's land, staring at each other. And now T1 going for the push just as G2 give up the hold.
Maneuver away either side.
Both teams having the exact same internal clock.
It's 5 players grouped up from G2. Flank rapidly approaching.
Yeah, well, the flash caught them as well. So Meteor knows that they're in mound. These flanking players know as well.
This could be a backstab to get them right back on track here for T1, but again the timing is taken and a big speed up. Meteor even through that.
13 7 hết bài. 13 7 hết bài. Đấy, ăn được.
As well, off for the flank. Trent's going to be seeing all that presence. Valen as well. And need to be alerted towards it. That stun ricocheting right towards the back, and it's good near side. In through it, Buzz. Not yet. A lot of damage done. The cleanup crew is there. T1 waiting in the sidelines, waiting in the wings. It leaves it down to Jorgamo to do it again, and surely not.
30 seconds left.
Frenzy in hand. Seen filthy things, but a position like this, every avenue accounted for. There's just no way. There's just no way at all. T1 got it under lock, and a pistol around here to get them back into things.
Chỉ ăn được pistol ra thôi, cho gì ra.
Timing. Had T1
T1
gone
cũng
for
chỉ
the play
được
5
pistol
seconds
ra
earlier, they
thôi.
would have run into a triple face that G2 were holding. But they picked the perfect moment to go for that push out. And the flash from Meteor confirming which direction G2 were in as well.
Let's go!
Couldn't have gone better for T1. A great opportunity to get back into this game and even pistols on Lotus.
Where are they?
Going for the stinger buy here. Saving money in the bank, something that we've seen Sen do.
Time to jump.
Just in case G2 went for some kind of force, I would imagine.
Ôi, chạy nhanh thật, sủi nhanh thật.
Interesting one. Rest of his team looking to save up, but I don't know, maybe just a bit of a defense against an outlaw and a marshal buy.
Yeah, I think if he can tank the first shot against somebody playing aggressive on mound, there is a chance that you are then able to overwhelm them with just the classics. So there's a lot more interesting theory these days when it comes to these second round purchases.
Mind games on it. T1 as well. It's a lighter investment in the form of the stinger, still a weapon that could do a lot of damage. On the ground again. Slow beginnings on these attack side rounds for G2.
This smoke has started pulling people off B towards C.
Flash
Just as
sees it.
G2 go in.
3 players
Ôi,
over.
Meteor.
Storm's gonna be
Meteor.
seeking the return of the fire.
Meteor!
Stands tall, stands proud. The rest of this team going to be trying
Ôi,
to back in.
Meteor, go!
Did the damage. That's what's important here. The only one to fall.
I got 2 away from the Steel Garden, so very large tool that could be up early on here for
Ui,
T1.
G2 thắng nhé.
Now, bonus round got G2 onto such fantastic footing early in the first half. T1 would love something similar. They're the kind of squad that on defense will be following the noise, looking to try to apply the pressure, and flood into sites to try to fight you as you're putting the spike in the floor. And the Stingers, the Spectres, it's good weaponry for that kind of style.
Very all in here from T1. A whole lot of Utah being thrown over, calling for the faster reaction. G2 immediately taking up control of this one. Flowing through as well, trying to bait out the potential of that wall, which
Xem nào.
now the call to slow it back down again.
Fake teleport.
For T1, the idea is to try to find out where exactly things are ending.
Stack's thinking about potentially pushing there.
Well, he's got double Prowler. I'm surprised that he hasn't tried to Prowler front B, because it would tell him what direction this is going.
TP into the back door. This looks like a committal on the side of G2. Jorgen wants to try and get past a lot of that util. Flash and a salvo. Sees on top of it. Meteor just tucks tight to the side. He's going to avoid most of the ire of that.
And he's actually saved one of the Thorns and the Flash. So Meteor can still defend a C push here quite nicely.
Tôi không phát G2, nhưng mà tôi biết là G2 trận này sẽ thắng. G2 không thể nào thua trận này được. T1 bắn như gì?
Replay is going to be
We have to upgrade it, man.
G2 now looking to capitalize. The clone that takes most of that. Flash into your face on either side. This really blinds it up. Meteor just trying to go ring around a Rosies, but he can't escape that one. Still, not a lot of damage alongside Izu, and this is T1 looking to flood all the way in. There's a siege over towards that top as well. Weaker weaponry does not matter for them. Jonah P, even a stinger of his own, but that is being managed, handled over the shoulder. Needs to be that defense, and Leech just baits.
Lên ta đi. Sợ.
Time running this low leaves it down to D8. 1v2.
Đùa.
Rifle still there.
Hai.
That timing. Jonah P strikes from
Tôi chỉ là điều
behind.
hiện thực, tôi không ủng hộ. Cái đội mà tôi rất ủng hộ là đội AQ.
Still had a pretty nice idea of what was going on there. Leaves pressure over towards A, actually pulled 3
Không phải
defenders
AQ
to
tôi
that
chế
side of
hết.
the map, so there's only Meteor and Itsu here to try to hold things off, and they did a valiant job. But G2 in the end persevere and put that nasty tongue back in your mouth, Jorgamo. What the hell?
Crazy on the stage, okay.
Hold on.
Close win though. Does break the economy ever so slightly here for G2. They're not working with too much T1. Still laughing about that? Yeah.
Jorg's got me.
Insane stuff.
What is he up to? The weaponry is really poor for G2 here. That bonus was massive. And Meteor's ultimate online as well, so T1 with a fantastic opportunity here to keep things going.
They're in a good spot. Even though they're 3 rounds down for now. Operator. Even ready. Isu's got plenty of time on that gate crash, but he hears that drone, you will have to respect it. If he was suppressed, he's a dead man walking. Still posted up onto the corner here. And that flash combined with the first shot accuracy. Isu's right there. Salva's at his feet though, that is hot. Nowhere really safe to stand. Valen will at least punish that. Coming through, but it's bought time for Meteor to try and stand up to it. But G2 is stingers. Different breed entirely.
That decision from Meteor. His teammates were pretty far away, and now it's a 3v3 with weapons given over. And no ult as well.
Back down, Jonah P looking to try and press the advantage as well. It's only Stax holding this one alone. It will be a 1v1. There's no real help from the rest of the team. Paranoia forwards. He's trying to hold it down.
What a swing.
Very much alone, and Staxier does win that one out. Beautiful stuff. C's avoided for now. TP forwards as well, and that's DH just sticking this one all the way through. Dominating the smoke. These angles, it comes down to the random spam, but it looks like you don't even want to opt into it. T1 dragging it back. Valen trying to survive. Does carry the rifle into the next, but this is getting close now. T1 finding it one step, one round at a time.
It was only a half buy. I'm surprised at the way that G2 played this towards the end. 2 players still alive and nobody contests the smoke. I mean, you can dip your face into that from the bottom and jump peek, and you might even be able to get confirmation, but they were pretty confident that DH was just going for the tap instead of the stick. Here's a big rifle round, though. This one's going to determine whether or not T1 are truly back in this game.
G2 are all in. See a TP across as well. Not a lot of util being thrown out here. Buzz pulls back. Valen, he's eager to take these fights. Izu, though, removes it, evens it out with the trade.
Who's next?
TP's back over towards the A side. Dimensional Drift is going to be the next layer of things here for G2. We're trying to spot this one out. Good flash in the peek onto it, and we're going to see the fight taken here. Buzz trying to really square up. Dimensional Drift to get Izu out of dodge. Spotting out where the remaining of these players are. Even in exchange and picks up the rifle for it, but that is a crazy fight to take. DH wins it. Tree control dominated. T1 are putting a squeeze now. It's a fight script applied to G2. When they were least expecting it, it leaves it down to Trent now. 1v3 making a 1v2, and Meteor from behind does not want to let it get out of control.
Ui. T1 ăn được 5 round rồi anh em ạ. Tôi đã sai.
Pivotal to T1 getting their feet under them and getting back into this game. I'm thinking about Stax' swing in the previous round over towards Waterfall. And here,
Of course, bruh.
Just swinging out over heaven here. This
Of course, bruh.
getting the punish on it, and instead, it's great movement. Yeah, to wide swing all the way out. I don't think that DH was there, but reacts to it in the moment and wins a critical fight to get his team back into things. His paranoia also being able to put the punish on Jonah P. And T1 genuinely back in the fight. Looking pretty difficult to crack through here.
And his rounds have been rapid fire.
Well, this one should also be fairly pacey because Stinger's in hand, headed towards B.
Big group up. TP and a drone to lead the charge. Jorgen's going to be able to entry into this one. He's already gained a lot of ground. Nightfall's going to be committed nice and early here. T1 trying to take this one forward again. Meteor survives. Lays claim to the side.
Meteor bắn kìa.
With help of his team as well as complete
Meteor bắn kìa. Meteor bắn kìa.
G2 left to just sit.
GG well play.
Wondering what the hell do we do now?
There's a large investment of ultimates there. Stax and Meteor both using ults to try to fend off the B hit. So G2, there's a small silver lining, but this almost inevitably is going to be T1 tying things back up. A great beginning to this half for them.
Very good read from T1 in this round too. Adjustment of the setup over towards B as well, anticipating that they would see G2 try and go for the B pop.
But they also faked the A rubble fight, right? So they go...
Yeah.
30 seconds left.
A lot of layers on that.
Yeah, push G2 back if they were contesting rubble, and then insta-pivot into a B exec so that they're faster. I think a lot of credit should be given to Meteor and how he's playing these defensive setups though too, because it's taken so much time off the clock for G2 when they want to do something to get into a site.
Silver lining here for Trent. He did get the orb, so we will have his ult for the next one. But this is T1 back into it. It's 9-9.
Chết rồi, T1 là kéo ư. Ain't no way, bro. Ain't no way T1 là kéo this game, bro. T1 là kéo là tôi sẽ rất là buồn đó, bro.
Seen them having a bit of a word. Really struggling to deal with Izu's off. He's been getting consistent value.
I think I'm right in saying that Meteor ended the first half with only about 5 kills, and now he's got 13. So he's been frying here. Now that he's on the defense side. The G2 are really struggling. The only round that they won was their anti-bonus. They'll have rifles back up again, but no real initiation ultimate, right? Normally you're looking towards the dimensional drift, maybe even the nightfall or something to be able to get G2 into a spot. But all of that swagger seems to have calmed down a little on the side of the stage.
Definitely deflated.
A little, yeah. Because it looked like they might run away with it at the half.
Felt like it.
If they had been able to pick up a pistol, I think momentum and confidence was absolutely on their side. T1.
Oh no, bro.
Strong mental themselves.
Không tin. Unbelievable.
These teams want to go down early. Either these teams want to exit out of groups.
T1 thực sự là đang thắng.
This is a must-win map really for G2. I'm so surprised that they banned Bite. I echo the feelings of the desk. When I looked at that map veto, I couldn't really understand what was going on.
It's a weird one.
And the fact that we've got Corrode coming up next, T1 would be feeling delighted if they were to win here on Lotus. And so rounds like this, all important for G2. They had an 8-4 lead, and it could slip away right here.
Orders to play with a drone to take it again. Izu forced to respect it.
Only just got out.
Doesn't want to be caught out in the open there with a suppression.
Look at both of these gate crashes, deep on C.
Already triggered as well. Seeing it, Thorns, Armageddon, lay it down towards the back. Izu trying to find that pocket to play in, but there is really no safety here. Salvas and a Haunt will have to take that TP back.
T1 có thủ sai cũng gọi là khỏe đấy. Meteor thủ sai tốt vãi. Đấy là lý do tôi chọn Meteor thay vì Leap đấy không? Meteor thủ sai tốt vãi cứt nên là tôi mới chọn Meteor thay vì Leap đi. Mặc dù cái gì thì nói.
Yeah, he turned up on multiple avenues now with that stun ricocheting. G2 to manage to hold it all the way back. Door slam shut in their face. Meteor and Izu forced to do the rest. From a spot like this, quick reactions with the dodge. He just still wants to make a play for it. 2v4 for them. Hoping for 3v, hoping for the opening, but Drogamo does deliver that. Shots to the head, Meteor's dropped. Izu going to be drifting away.
Sao nhỉ? Cay à?
In there, that actually the work was done by the players on site. And that's tough because they've got util flying at them all over the place. Quite an impressive fight to win from G2 in that spot. Managing to dodge the stun and the C's and play out slightly more aggressive positions. G2 get a lifeline there, because that almost certainly would have been T1 running away with the game. You look at the economy, and T1 have still got a bit of a cushion to work with.
Did take a lot as well from G2. Trent. Ultimate had to be expended for them to take control of that C site.
Yeah, and this one's quite a dry round when you look at the ults. Unless Leaf can get into position on site. And then G2 will have a massive advantage in post.
G2 G2 haven't really been going for any A-rubble reclears, but might choose to do so now. Very slow and spread across the map. Clone was sent forwards as well, just in case the wall was front B.
Quite difficult to do one of these A-rubble reclears, actually, because DH has got the paranoia, and then there's a stun that comes through afterwards.
Yeah. Both sent out for now, though.
Yeah, actually, layering two of them on top of each other is going to give G2 a decent chance of getting back in now.
Ê, cay vai, bạn lắc vai.
Probably should have
Lo
gone
âm
all the
thầm
other
tài.
from T1.
What the fuck? Tôi không tải.
Gonna take a bit of space, and we're gonna see it.
Ồ. Xong biết vậy. Mẹ nó tải thật. Nó tải thật. Mẹ thì ra. What the fuck? À, vào rồi nhá. Chết nhá.
38 seconds left.
Ok. Đấy, mệt rồi.
Moving up over towards C, but they haven't done any defaulting in terms of
Valorant.
No, this is potentially disastrous right now for
Nhóc.
G2.
We saw T1 lose one of these rounds to the clock.
Yeah, smoke in their faces is a fake pressure to try and pull these players again, but as we were saying, never to pull back Nisutil, and Izu happy to disrespect once more. Still stunned up, slowed down. Players trying to get themselves in. Again, that plant needs to go down with only barely any time to work with. It's up to Jorgamo. It's all up to Jorgamo. One-man army. He had to hold them off. It's a relentless piece of aggression here from T1 as well. Going to be slowed down with Jorgamo dropping, but that plant is down. That's the important part of it. Stacks still eager to take the fight. Forwards here alongside DH.
I'll find you.
G2 do have that player advantage though, but still that whole
Nice.
reveals Valen beam down for across the wall. Players repositioning. An attack to try and pull them out wide into the open. DH with that instant return of the fire, but he doesn't expect this leap. Bit of whiffage onto the side of it, bullet through it, and final bullet, the reload has to be committed. DH in a tricky spot indeed. It needs to be precise, it needs to be sharp. Surgical, and the pressure is all on him. Leaf is just toying with him.
Cay thật. Cay thật.
G2 get to 11.
He's such a smart player, man. In that spot, it's so easy to get in your head and offer up a kill, and he just messes with DH completely. Jorg is such a hero though in this round, because I think they messed up the macro a little bit here, going back into C against Vice utility and two players on site.
You like that shit? Let's go, boys.
Jorg and Leaf playing that round immaculately though. Now T1 forced to take attack time out.
Đúng quá tê liệt.
Rounds have changed the course of this game. They've got G2 on much firmer footing. 2 rounds away now from locking up Lotus.
Hứa
But
không
it
phải là
looked
tôi
like T1 were doing
tải.
everything right on their defense
Cả
side.
chị sẽ hiểu lầm.
Even in that round, I think it's just a matter of taking the gunfights.
Sure.
I think it's more to do with like Isu probably should have been trying to pull attention and then let Meteor through the smoke rather than Meteor running through the smoke.
Isu trying to follow up.
And Isu trying to follow up. Yeah, you don't really want your opper to be the one trying to get the trade. So some coordination issues there. But again, Jorg had to, you know,
Had to step up, and he did.
had to step up and win some important fights, otherwise the round was cooked.
It's been so back and forth between these two teams so far. T1 looking to again correct it. As we already mentioned, found their way back in, but now it looks like G2 have got the right read. Even if it was, the macro was a little bit wonky. Finishing over towards C without too much time, without clearing up the Vice setup.
They spent a lot of time going for their A-rubble reclear. But they,
45.
it was
Ui,
successful.
mẹ Meteor
Once
Blitz
they
ngang
got
nhau
the
thế.
paranoia and the stun there, we're actually able to get back in. So it's a chance. This is probably one of the rounds where you want Leaf to be playing with the team a little more to play for that ultimate in the post plan too. So he's just going to throw down the orb on A, give the info to his team.
Well, has to be broken here. DH, you're hard committing into this fight. Does have the TP to try and back away. Looks like really was trying to draw some of that blood out.
Yeah, that's kind of crazy, isn't it? Nearly got punished in that spot, but manages to back up, save the paranoia. Jorg trying to duck away, making sure his head's as hidden as possible against that spam.
Time to jump.
The wall is on B.
Drone forwards, pulls out the thorns. A lot of util being layered down here with a vulnerability. DH trying to find a pocket to play in, but the angles are known well still. Meteor has collected itself 2 and stacks us right round towards the side there. It is returned and traded out in time, but it's left it in a 2v2. Needs to be that defense. Valen trying to hold it down from that tight cut-up angle, and Izu is miles away.
Spike planted.
Now left in the 1v2. He's going to hope for some misplays on G2's part, but apparently they're the ones holding
What
the
the
card.
fuck? What they do?
Got to be able to get a free kill here on Trent.
It's been
Have any
held
chance?
Có
forward by Trent. Out into the open. It's a headshot straight through the wall. Izu damage limping into this fight. He's got to be worried about it though, and now respected when the position is known. Valin can just play close to the corner. Trent can swing off him.
He's gonna
Unlosable.
Mẹ quả đấy là fake luôn.
I'm really impressed with the way
Khả
that
năng là
G2 are
khó.
anticipating these swings in. T1's style is very unusual. They play to deny the plant more than any
Mà
team
tôi
that
cần
we've got at this
một
tournament.
4K của ai đó.
45% of the
Tôi cần một
time,
4K
if
của
you
thằng
look
nào
at
đó.
stage 2, they didn't allow their opponents to even get the spike planted in the floor.
I mean, look at their comp. I mean, you're running Euro Neon.
Yeah.
Trying to follow the sound and trying to fight them.
And look at the way that they're
Không thằng nào
flooding
4K
through
cả.
water. It
Đấy
feels a
nó
bit
là có
trickly,
thằng
and
thằng
it is
4K
because
mà.
G2 are very
4K
ready
đi.
for it too. I don't think
Overtime
they're as
là nâu rồi
coordinated
này.
as a team like Paper X, for example,
Trời
the way they pull
ơi,
it off.
4Q man,
How ready
4Q,
the
I
players
need
are for this fight to
4Q.
come through. I mean, this 2K from Meteor, very, very nice. But here, Valin just posts up, deals with stacks, and he's ready for another player afterwards as well to be walking through on a weird timing. And that is a 1v1. I mean, Trent is committed to getting the spike in the floor, so if Valin goes down, very different complexion to the round, but he's
15
super
và
aware.
16. Ui,
Now they're up to map point.
Meteor hơn một bảng.
All ults starting to come online for both teams.
Stacking up. Could be explosive. Again,
Đi thì
constantly
đi.
being forced to play a bit further back here. Respect the drone, TP away, but he's still been finding that good value. The operator in his hand has been consistent. To open themselves up with any mistakes. Potentially going
Mẹ
back
bớt
for a
bật
break
cổ
there
một tí
again.
phát làm 4 là đẹp.
I'd like to see DH and Buzz talk about who's using the paranoia or the stun.
Nice one, Drift. Smoke in his hands here. I mean, listen, already passed most of this. Again, that paranoia and the horns. That's going to be a big reveal onto DH. Lit up, Valin will claim his life.
Bớt làm 4.
Adversary down, and the slightest of angles to work with.
Jockey mua làm 4.
Peak stacks finished.
Không
It's
phải.
a 3v5. G2 in the driving seat. And it needs to be heroics from Buzz.
Ui.
It needs to be here and now. Stuns ricocheting, overdrive.
Ui.
Multitude of times, too much to overcome. In a spot like this, till that ult held.
Chị không?
Meteor
Chị không?
to everyone. And Jorgamo's going for the death blow. He's trying to finish this up and wrap up map number 1 in style.
Ôi không, tôi đã trượt hết
He's a
rồi.
big game player, and he's come to play today. A great round from Jorg towards the end. And
Đoán
just
cay
like in the
thật.
Masters
Không
back
sao được 4 mà.
G2 get a big opening win on Lotus. This time though, a little tighter, a little more push to the brink, and completely unknown maps coming up.
Absolutely, that drifting into the unknown variables of Corrode as our next map. It's bound to be exciting. We'll see
đâu
what team
ta
have got
mẹ.
up their sleeves.
Không có 4 kill trời ơi.
What's going on? Yeah, put your hands in your face, bro.
Happy birthday!
Nice try. Sit
4
down.
cây.
Yeah, DH looking over here. You scared? You scared? Come on.
Trượt hết mà.
Now that I'm a mom, things are different. Verizon's different too. They let everyone in my family choose different plans. We get what we want and we save money. Love that for me.
An update is required. Financial system updated.
Sau lúc này nghe thử tải bao lần nhá. Hỏa. Ô vãi cứt.
System updated.
We will dance together.
The future of money is here. Feels good.
Shorty à.
We are starting off with Valorant.
If you want to win, you
Fuck.
have to win against the best.
Fuck.
So looking for revenge.
Cánh. Ê, nói thêm mà trượt ạ. Cày rồi.
They've all battled through the pressure and expectation. Heretics have come back all the way. Finally, everyone. Finally.
Thôi, ngồi chờ trong lúc kêu người chơi. Nào, thôi coi như là mình tải trong lúc mà đến giờ đi. Không để tắt đi mà. Hướng ngoan. Rick Roll. T1 á. Nono Z. Mạnh dạn luôn, mạnh dạn đoán Nono Z. Từ anh em từ trước là từ trước là có thằng nào trên 25 mạng không? Để tôi tiên đoán từ đấy. Có Jock 24, Jock 20, Jock 23. Chú cầm chào. Ở kìa chú phải tin cháu. Chú phải tin cháu. Trời ơi, chú phải tin cháu. Ê, chú nhớ game trước mẹ thằng Vali có đứng không nhỉ? Thằng Vali như là có một round đứng mà đúng không? Hay là nó ngồi hết? Nhưng nó ngồi hết mà đúng không? Tự tin vào đoan đâu đâu. Chú nói cảm nghĩ chú mà cháu tin chú ấy. Chú nói đi.
There's gonna be another surprise. We felt like we could mess with T1 a little bit, give an unorthodox veto, and it was definitely a risk that we were just happy to take. And if they want to call that and pick, it's not something that they're very known for, be my guest. I think it'll be a banger map 2. Who knows? I'm glad we got map 1, and even if we lose, we're happy with map 3.
You just keep telling me, no, there's a surprise, but you don't give me anything. So this time, why not just give me a little bit of spoiler?
Maybe the tail merchants are back.
Oh, okay. We'll be looking forward to that, and thank you. Good luck.
Thanks.
Joshua T out here. I love this new side.
Đây nha, chú đoán đi, chú đoán ba cái này đi. Cái đầu tiên là T1 của Win Map không? Win Map pick không? Cái thứ hai là có thằng nào hơn 25 mạng trong cái map này không? Và cái thứ ba là cái thằng mặt lồn Vali nó còn đứng lên trên đứng lên chiếc cam trước khi bắt đầu ra bảy không? Chú đoán đi, chú đoán chú hết mẹ cháu trưởng chú mẹ 10 guitar sáng.
But it was some big plays from guys like Fallon and that clutch by Leaf, I think, that really shored up their victory on this very important map.
And the constant attitude that we're seeing on the stage.
Chú đoán rồi cháu gái.
Are given 100%. We're seeing also how they're reacting to T1, and we saw so many mistakes. That anti-eco round that should have never happened. Yes, they were getting back at the end of that first half, and definitely for the majority of the second one. But G2, every single time there's that timeout, there's that change, there's that adaptation, changing tempo, close them out.
I do want to give credit to T1 for almost getting back in, though, especially that first half, because I thought G2 had such a great read of how to play into this double duelist comp to begin. They did a great job of punishing T1 when they went for their post-plan aggression that they're known for. But T1 really changed things up. Izu in particular, who's the top of their scoreboard, was in a lot of ways, I think, that catalyst of actually still finding success with that aggression into G2.
In fact, it was Izu practically from the defense with the operator creating so much chaos, and probably one of the reasons why this match ended up being so close.
Yeah, it's probably one of the rare times I also saw DH panicking a little bit in certain situations.
Được, cháu tin chú. Chú đoán đúng phát, cháu tặng chú 10 guitar sáng. Đấy, tải vào đường xong rồi này, nhưng mà thôi, từ không vô vào đường vội, để xem nút bắp này đã. Bây giờ chú cứ nhìn đi, chú đoán cho cháu, chú đoán cho cháu. Cháu tin chú.
Lotus did look a bit shaky against Team Heretics, but when it comes to facing G2 on Lotus, we all know that they've been running the Taeho comp for a while. So what do you think made it kind of tricky for you facing G2 on this map, and what do you think you need to look out for when it comes to map 2? 감독님, 아무래도 팀 헤레틱스전에 그 로터스가 살짝 불안해 보이기는 했었는데요. G2 같은 경우에는 로터스에서 태오 조합을 꽤 오랫동안 기용해왔잖아요. 이번 로터스가 좀 어떤 점이 많이 까다롭고 그리고 이제 두 번째 세트 어떤 부분이 중요하다고 생각하시는지 궁금합니다.
사실 G2가 이미 많이 보여준 조합이기 때문에 그 조합을 이제 어떻게 굴리는지는 당연히 예상은 돼 있었는데 사실 이제 그 문제보다는 이번 챔피언스 들어서 DRG 경기랑 헤레틱 경기랑 방금 했던 맵도 그렇고 전체적으로 선수들이 이제 좀 원래 하던 레벨에 비해서 좀 더 생각이 굳어있는 그런 걸 많이 느끼는데 커뮤니케이션 쪽으로도 그 부분을 해결하기 위해서 노력을 많이 하고 있고 만약 그게 해결이 된다면은 다음 맵이나 앞으로 좀 더 좋은 모습을 보여줄 수 있을 거라 생각합니다.
Well, yeah, we knew there was a lot of tapes on them running the Taeho comp, and we came in prepared strat-wise, but I think the biggest problem for us in Champions Paris, all through the Dragon Rangers game and Team Heretics games, and even what happened on Lotus, the comms weren't really flowing and were very rigid, so we're trying to ease the energy up a bit and make sure that the comms flow and we're able to perform up to the standard and up to the form that we know we can potentially have. So that will be something that we'll be working on heading into map 2. Thank you, Autumn, and good luck.
I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing that we know something like that specific about what's going on, because it doesn't sound like an easy thing to fix between maps.
No, absolutely. The tournament life and your entire year is on the line. We're seeing that we're hearing
Chốt
that
bà con
they're
nổ, ok
rigid,
chú
that they're
nha.
not having fun, that they're not enjoying, and on the other side of the stage is the complete opposite.
Yeah, G2 looks so much more lax.
Hôm nay Lockable lại chơi Waylay chứ. Lại bảo không phải Waylay đi. Lockable hôm nay không biết Waylay làm chó. Hẳn hoi luôn. Lockable không biết Waylay làm chó. Hôm nay Waylay mạnh quyết. Waylay Dion. OP vãi.
Quite honestly, let that final slip against T1 last time they played.
And it's got to be on Corrode here. I mean, you heard it from Josh RT. If they want to pick it, he's like, what, they could fall into a trap. And I mean, I think there's some truth in that. We have seen in the past where when maps get left open on purpose, it does end up being a trap. But I don't know how likely this is given G2's win rate.
We're getting a little spoiler. My question is, who is it a trap for? Because there's a comp change for T1 as well.
Lại bảo không phải Waylay đi. À không. Ôi vãi của Waylay là bên của Izu ạ. Wow, không thể tin được. Lockable quyết định là không chơi Waylay. Thật á? Thật là không chơi Waylay á?
Going back to that Viper somewhere that they're comfortable. Izu, this is the first time that he's going to be playing the Waylay. He's going to be doing at an
không chơi Waylay.
Here in Corrode.
Trận này mẹ Izu lại làm quả A à? Phát cả com, mẹ cả hai bên là com mới á.
I'm interested to see how G2 approach
xem vào. Izu với con bài Waylay của mình cũng sẽ làm gì đây? Mua full skill ra rồi. Nhìn là biết lần mới chơi Waylay. Tự tin nhìn là biết lần mới chơi Waylay.
Getting their revenge. Let's see Bren and Saito. What's he wanna made of here?
Hopefully Stern is still T1, and honestly with the composition change, should be back in their wheelhouse. Izu and Buzz, double duelist, very exec heavy, very team fight heavy as well. You can really go for it on this map, and even G2 as well, making a couple of changes obviously from their last composition. Double Sentinel,
yeah, both
toss them out the window.
Yeah, going from double Sentinel to double Initiator, zero Sentinel, so it does make a huge difference to the comps. We haven't seen either of these teams on exactly these comps. No idea what to expect.
Meteor. He can early on, but he might have just missed that timing. Drone, though, is going to be spoiling most of that. Tries to pre-aim it. Meteor will take it out. The ball in his face, though. Setting this one up. Prowler going to be broken nice and early. Stray shots from Stacks, praying. Hoping for a connection, even getting a lot of damage chipped down into him. All triggered out, slowing down the fight once more.
Để khi đục chết Lip ấy.
Dark on either side.
Đục vài tí thì Lip chết.
Buzz picking up a bit of info over towards mid. This Viper wall very committed to an A finish. So even if you go back and re-explore, they're just looking to push people back and still end in an A split, I've got to imagine. I mean, T1 are not going to want to move their defenders away too much.
Leaf is deep inserted. Might be choosing to take a timing against Meteor as well. Fight.
Đây bắt đầu vào nhau rồi.
He is hard tucked into the corner.
Lip đi rồi. Ca này khó cho Lip.
Goes over towards the other side of things.
It looks like they were thinking about running a B fake, and now spike in this direction. Maybe
Thì phát.
Valin deciding to just end on B.
Yeah, maybe a bit of hard committal. You've seen that double dash over. Hello, you've seen plenty of bodies, and he's having the open. They've jumped on him.
All right.
And we're seeing it flood in here, an attempt by T1, at least the salvos make it so that there's only one pocket to stay in and stand in and try and stand your ground. Still Valent's overwhelmed by that presence, but the bodies, they flood in afterwards. And after the fact here, G2 do have control of this, but it's still a 2v3 on pistol rounds. Anything's doable, anything's possible. Comes down to these fights that are taken. Stacks, Wins is out, but he's the last one left now into that 1v2. A lot of damage done to Leaf prior. One bullet will do him in. Doesn't matter where it lands, and he is hard clearing all of these positions.
Ném quả bắt lên Heaven.
Leaves it into the 1v1. Damage done though. 44 HP.
Ném bắt bên còn lại xong rồi.
Planted in. It's not really ideal from him up towards top heaven. Trent taking that peak jump spot. Stacks half onto the defuse already. He's earned himself a bit of a spot to win in here. Time pressure.
Ui, hay Trent ơi.
Pistol around here for G2.
Big reaction there from Stacks as well. Both hands on his head. Refocus now for the next round, but you can tell that he's pretty devastated.
Ui, rất cầm mình.
That was the exact moment
chú bé đần, hello chú bé đần. Tự nhiên chú bé đần buồn cười thật. Bay lên ạ, cay vậy.
And they're way closer than he realizes. Yeah, there's the reaction I'm talking about. Stacks not happy with just where his bullet.
Vừa đây là ai đứng ấy?
Towards the end, that was very winnable.
Vừa đấy là Leaf đứng đúng không?
But it's E2's mistake that opens things. We're not sure how good either of these teams are going to be with this comp, or these comps. T1 could have been practicing it for weeks.
Drone, hello, TP, but you're still hard committed into the corner of the fight. They haven't cleared him. Drugstore's here. Surely there would be an return of the fire. It is there. You're right about the practice levels of these teams on these compositions, especially for T1. We haven't seen them since week 3 of Pacific.
Yeah.
On Corrode, so.
We at least know that G2, this is a last-minute pivot. You don't know for T1 how long they've been playing this.
Ui, tạm mình kìa. Kết thật.
Doing that pretty religiously because no sentinel in your comp giving you that flank watch. But the no sentinel comps are really powerful here on Corrode, on attack and even on defense. They can be very, very good. So I actually like the comps that both teams are playing. They go in different directions, but I have no qualms with them. A lot better than the Cypher.
Vừa đây cái thằng kia nó vừa tính nhảy lên, thằng kia vừa nhảy lên rồi. Đoán nhanh, thằng nào lấy được first blood, nhanh lên đoán.
Three stingers coming into the next round.
Trông giống dở ấy nhỉ. Đoán nhanh, thằng nào được first blood.
This AWOL has been the main.
Zakebo, Valin, Meteor, Izu.
Pulled out as the default wall rather than the one through mid.
It's a little bit strange because normally you want the Viper to
tin
help
là
you take control. And you normally see teams with the double duelist relying more on the site execs. Double initiator, not as much.
B pressure early on here by G2, looking to take the orb up. TP committed to as well, so now they're starting to pile bodies over towards the opposite side.
Vừa nãy là phải giết thằng nào vậy? Đoán rồi ba. Mẹ mày lừa đảo, đoán rồi, mày lừa đảo tao.
Wall gets contact, a flash.
Yeah, Meteor is able to swing off of that one.
And Meteor can just jump peek this the whole time because Leaf hasn't committed this orb in the direction. Normally there's an orb that lands on top of bricks right here. And Meteor wouldn't be able to jump peek it.
Still going to hold it down. G2 was looking for the reaction, perhaps, re-clearance.
That seems to suggest they don't realize the Vice is here.
Yeah.
Because if the Vice wall is in A main, they're not going to be clearing that deep.
The wall cuts it up, haunts, spots and reveals Izu's position. The dash backing away here, but Meteor just finds himself stray Jorgamo. Leaf is also forwards past that wall, but he's very much alone with that timing that he's
Underdog rồi, x2 point mà.
Get a bit of a move on, hit the drop down and lay it down at his feet. Izu needs that defense and needs that response. T1 trying to approach rapidly to the scene, trying to help that fight happen and occur, but the backstab picked apart from the seams. G2 still not ready for this fight to be taken. T1 are so damn fast here, and time is ran short. Jonah P can't quite land that shot. One bullet would have helped.
Lại chậm, tí sao chỉnh lại sớm á. Nếu mà tôi nhớ. Nếu như tiếng first blood
easily, and Leaf caught by the saturate. But the Fate Ultimate offered them an opportunity, and as you say, Valin just had. I mean, look at that. He has no clue that there's a player already that deep on the corner.
Let's go, guys!
Like a meteor.
Danger averted, but also look at the buy here for G2. It's not like it's amazing. There's an outlaw. It's got 3 targets that it could block.
Yeah, it could do some work.
Yeah, so Leaf very deliberately going over to that. And again, the Vice set up over towards A. The wall as well in that direction.
Oh, and a flash.
My ult's ready.
DH will have to respect that. Dimensional Drift has been earned up. Firework put in.
Same kind of call here from Valiant.
Contact re-clearing. Trent.
Ui rồi, nay thì đầy, ý với trả dù.
He's going to be dropped. Meteor is right there behind him. If he goes down, the setup on A does too.
To be honest, the setup on A is already going to be under serious threat because Jorgamo's ultimate. He's going to find out exactly what's going on. The clone already triggered the wall as well.
Not broken.
I mean, A is very weak currently.
Dimensional Drift sets the tone for the rest of this round now. Smoke's propped up. Util being used as well for due diligence. Meteor to salvo his feet. He's forced forwards into the fight here. There's a lot of information gathered up by Jorgamo off and around. That's a re-clear. Chord 4 sees down at the feet to try and defend. A lot of damage done, but at least still having his one. There's a fight on those multiple fronts. The A site, though, is given up. Forced to by T1. They lose enough players in the process. Leaves it down to that 2v4.
If you can't find an easy kill here, you might want to go for a save. DH is poking.
Yeah, Leaf's still watching it.
I think you've got to save at this point, but
Ui, ai cho chạy.
around behind, but it's Leaf with a headshot. Takes down DH from long distance. That outlaw got so much value. But also, the calling here from Valiant.
Mẹ nhá, mấy thằng nào của bên này nó cũng tóc xoăn hết nhỉ? Đúng không? Thằng nào nó cũng tóc xoăn mà đúng không? Leaf cũng tóc xoăn. Valley thì như cũng tóc xoăn.
There was only one player on the site the whole time as well. There's no chance for T1 when they defensive rotate to put 3 players on the opposite side.
Valley cũng tóc xoăn. Có hai thằng tóc xoăn.
Finding the weak side.
Do cái mô nhưng tóc xoăn mà.
Almost every time. Again,
Train thì không rồi.
Goes towards A. T1 not really abusing it by dominating mid. Not getting info on B quickly enough to re-clear. I mean, at the moment, why would you change anything?
No. It's
T1 that need the adjustment quickly. I'd be tempted if I was Autumn to try to call attack time out here, actually. Might see it before the next rifle round.
What's needed. Oh, shots. Buzz. Barely puts his body away from it here. Still alive, though, for now. Time can be your biggest enemy when you're up against an eco, though. It's definitely being played by G2.
Yeah, nobody over towards A main, so I don't think this is going to be the same from Valen. This might be the round where they put a bit of pressure B and actually end in that direction.
Drawing for the clearance. Hearing a lot of that util. Thorns are going to be deaded nice and early.
He's hitting the heavy side this time.
Yeah. Re-aiming in multiple directions, looking for the horn, looking for signs of life all over. Leaf is very much out in the open down towards mid, but here it is. Util's going to be exchanged. Handshake there with a stun and a paranoia. There's 30 seconds left. Jorgamo, let's get his pick, but where the hell are you going? Straight into Izu. Pretty close though, that hinder to try and slow them down once more.
Oh, Leaf!
Right around the corner, right click in your face. No denying that. Trying to push back. Time was short, but it's played down to the tiniest of details, and with 11 seconds left, they will be able to get that plant down.
No way for Meteor to contest in this spot. What could have been a very dangerous round just ends up with G2 testing that pressure on B, realizing that it was a bit too much and backing out. That's the advantage of the Yoru, I suppose. Because Jorg was able to get in, have a feel, escape, and then even found a kill, I think, through a smoke towards the end as well.
Yeah. 30 seconds left.
Yeah, there it is. Onto the edge. And here comes this timeout from T1. I'm more a fan of taking these before the ecos, but I think it's fine either way here. Autumn's got to come up with an adjustment, though. Because right now, G2 are doing some pretty simple stuff. They're never really in control of mid unless it's the late round, and they still have double drone to be able to go late round through mid, so it's not too much of a problem for them. But they're pushing the defenders back over towards B. They're forcing T1 to stack the B site a bit more, and then they just go back into A with Leaf's setup. And that, I think, is a big problem. Now, do you want a trap play over towards B, perhaps, that you then dissolve? Do you want, in the mid-round, to be pushing down mid so that you have a flank retake going against the no sentinel comp?
You can get active with the comp that they're running.
Sure. Do you want maybe to try to put pressure on Leaf at the start of the round? You know, if you see Leaf throw an orb lineup at the very beginning on A, you can try to punish him by going for the waylay, saturate, paranoia trap play that we saw Aspas run. Yeah, there are many different options. I think part of the question is going to be how much practice
cả mạng rồi, không sao, không
do they
sao.
have all of these things in their strap book to be able to work?
Trận này nó chuẩn đấy, trận này nó chuẩn phết đấy.
Josh, I'm calling something very different.
Mỗi cái kia nó lệch cơ, từ từ. Đầu tiên này nó lệch cơ. Tôi đoán được là cái này. Chấp.
Same setup though for T1 in terms of device util over towards A.
But completely swapping up where G2 are playing. So the defaulting happening towards A while Leaf controls B. And I think this is because they're anticipating a trap play on B.
Map này thủ sai, cầm con vai thủ khó lắm, cầm deadlock thủ dễ hơn. Vào này không thể ngờ ngon mà thanh lock.
Just in case T1's comp does have that potential for explosive power.
Con này vai không thể nào khỏe được.
Fight rapidly on their own terms. T-Town mid.
T1 controlling mid at the start of this round and the op posted on this line.
Spots it. Peak as well. It's just spamming a couple of bullets, but doesn't really want to contest with the rest of that.
It's good information as well. It tells you a lot about the defensive setup. You know that A is going to be stacked. You know that T1 have mid. Question is now, how do G2 deal with that? Bold from E2 as well.
Yeah.
Good info for his team, but how far do you want to get onto this line?
A lot of angles to clear there. It's very brave. It's deep though. T1 to be able to
Meteor.
Bit of spam and straight shots, that's straight into the smoke. So Jogamo gone. He's the initiator factor really. The only duelist that can play off of most of this. Off of that drone, 30 seconds left roughly here. Nightfall's going to be hard committed. T1 just trying to stun this one. DH getting a bit of a move on. Running down here, the horn has to be broken, and Izu, his way out open. 20 seconds left roughly. He's trying to get the backstab going for them because G2 are none the wiser. They have to clear all sorts of sections here. This is chaos. In a few final moments here, trying to go all the way up and already returning.
Chơi chậm quá.
They collapse from every single side. Calling a G2 for as much as we're praising it. Got away from him there.
Yeah, well, I think that's a great adjustment called by Autumn too. Great usage of attack timeout to completely give your team.
Neon ulti, bớt ăn được bao nhiêu Neon ulti.
The fact that E2 wasn't pushed off that B line.
Trông giống một thế nhỉ?
Everybody else on T1 to be stacking over towards mid and A. Makes an A exec almost impossible.
Ulti.
Then you saw that scramble at mid. So really nice idea from T1.
No kill.
They run something similar again here.
Just Isu.
And Meteor
No kill.
can also hold on to a site a bit more easily himself because now he has a steel guard.
Mẹ cái Neon ulti để trông mẹ Neon ulti.
Going to be broken this time. Hinder on the other side of things as well will force that TP back out, so the wall remains up for T1.
It's a similar idea, but it's DH jiggle peeking instead of an op in this direction. And G2 realize they need to push this B player off the line.
Mẹ lống ulti nhân đạo lắm.
More defenders back to B.
Ulti bớt lố thằng ulti nhân đạo lắm.
Already adjusting to this new defensive idea from T1.
Interesting smoke. Well, what a wide face, Meteor! Dyson with death here, buddy. Deep TP as well is committed for, and Jogamo happy to take that fight. He was set up with that util.
Well, now he can split B.
And now going to be applying that. That's heat turned up now onto these T1 players. They make a snap call, trying to take that fight over towards B main. Maintain control of it. Flip the side away, but G2 are not.
Đã trúng rồi, ulti nhân đạo.
Absolutely ruined them.
Ulti nhân đạo, ulti nhân đạo.
That's an unbelievable play from Trent.
Cái ulti nhân đạo thật mà.
Spike planted.
I mean, I love the
ơi, ulti nhân đạo.
Over B main there. They got the jump immediately onto Leaf.
Ulti nhân đạo.
Best run in the world kind of form there to pick off both of them. He has caught
Thực sự là ulti nhân đạo mà.
Glimpses of it like that.
Ulting Neon in your face and landing that shot.
Yeah, just a clean one tap with the Vandal. And you see the call too. G2 were thinking about going for a B split, and then once Trent got pressured, they were like, well, now we're going to have to go into a weird A split through spawn. And Trent's like, nah, don't worry, boys. I just cleaned up both of them, and the spike goes back in their direction.
He's just backing away playing his life, and Izu doesn't even get to keep that operator. A consolation prize into the next
Ulti
year,
nhân
now
đạo
5
rồi
to 2
ơi.
for G2.
Ulti gì đây? Ulti ASM.
Valen's done a good job in that round of recognizing it's a problem. Going to push the B player off the line.
Very good at making those snap calls as well to pivot.
Yeah, the double initiator gives you a good way of being able to contest mid in the mid round. Especially when the
Anh em
defenders
ơi,
are running a
tôi
light
sắp
one
lên
too.
top
I mean,
rồi. Anh em tin
if we
tôi
were running
tôi
a
sẽ lên
Viper ball
top.
that went through mid, maybe it'd be a bit more difficult, but
Tôi top
way
7%
down
anh
here
em
to
ạ, bình
smoke,
tĩnh,
you
tôi
don't
top
have too much to
7%
worry
rồi.
about. Oh, here's the Aspas play.
Yep, here it is, trying to make a play towards it. Let's see if they're even ready for it. Yes, they are. Players in spawn ready to defend. Jonah P, a couple of stray bullets with the help of the rest of his team.
It's incredible how quickly the pros adjust.
Yeah, already ready for it. And Leaf, of course, always tracking the money in the economy. Knows that he's up against no armor, half armor, whatever it might be.
Vai thủ bắp hẹp thôi chứ bắp này rộng lắm. Vai bắp này không ngon, để lock nó nhiều. Nhưng mà chắc BT không thể để lock.
But close there, Buzz. Not able to play. Cheeky little angle and corner. This is G2 systematically
GG qua play.
ripping apart the map.
Can we surrender?
And the ults that they're getting online are monstrous too.
Yeah, it's a dangerous comp. You don't really want to get it going, but they don't really have an option at this point. T1.
In the next round, you can combo together the Nightfall with Jorg or Valen getting into a deep position.
Yep.
You know, a teleport from Jorg or even the Omen ultimate, right? And then any
Shit.
space that you get on site, you have a pick going down. It's going to become extremely difficult for T1 on a map that I think even with these comps probably should still be a bit
Đoán
defensive.
mẹ nó gọi là đoán thân sâu
It's
luôn.
tough to say when we've got double duelist on one side, double initiator with no Senti on the other, but you know, at the very least it should be even, and G2 look like they're running away with it on a map that has been their worst.
What fast adjustments G2 have had to make as well. They've had real, no time, I can imagine. Not really much practice in terms of completely alternating the composition you want to play. Because it is a big change. You're going from a double initiator from the double Senti.
Yeah, they're still playing their slow style, but yeah, a lot of the details do shift up. Huge credit to them. What?
Hello?
I too.
Buồn cười vậy.
He's got a problem with someone.
Yeah, lead paint
Ui, Liv ơi, bình tĩnh Liv ơi. Bro need to calm down, bro.
That's a flash though. Unable to really break the horn. So
Oh.
DH's out in the open.
Yeah.
Jorgen
Đồng hồ.
bounces on the chance. That's a deep hit to try and get him into the B side. This is offloaded nice and early. Unorthodox almost, but Buzz is given a bit of space as well to try and play his way in. Does at least delete that. So the ult's not going to be getting too much value with the TP, but Jorgen more happy to clean up the rest.
Flashing off the info that the Omen ult gives you is diabolical. G2 are in position. 5v3.
Xem rồi.
Utilizing those ults like I was talking about to be able to get themselves.
Thôi nói nhanh đi, mẹ AQ đâu ngồi phòng chờ mòn cá đít ra rồi.
They know that someone is going to be trying to play aggressive on B because that's what Autumn told them to do coming out of the tag timeout. And G2 are like, well, since we know you're going to be there, I guess we'll just punish you with a flash haunt setup and run you down.
That's filthy stuff here from G2.
Even if that had been Itsu with the AWP, he would have been pressed to get out of there, I think, quickly with the light speed. Wow, come on!
Get out of here, man!
It's 7-2 already, Valen. Let them keep their guns. Give them a hope.
Just disgusting stuff. Stacks praying here that he can keep hold of the weaponry, but look at that movement, man. There's just no way. And this is G2 to make it.
Không phải nó bị bù mà chạy không kịp, mà nó nghĩ là người ta sẽ không để lên ấy.
They've been dreaming of this match for months. They are turning up big time here. T1. They're the ones being left to adjust.
Cầu hòa là không vậy anh em?
Using their second timeout.
Cầu hòa là không vậy? Không tin đi một tí nào.
Where I've seen G2 play it, and I think it has serious legs on Corrode as well. Considering that they've only just started.
No.
Yo, Meteor, can you even shoot back or no?
He's been in the shower reciting those lines. I can tell. He's been thinking about it.
As soon as he watched
DH quả đấy không nghĩ nó đẩy lên nó thế.
He's thinking to himself the kind of things he's going to be shouting across. Oh, bro. Yeah, G2 have come into this one viewing themselves as the protagonists, aren't they?
And listen, we'll reset the stakes as well. I mean, this is elimination.
Không có hòa huyết gì hết đấy.
9 to 12 in terms of your
Thua là thua vạch cho tao, thua 13-2, cút về nước.
Like you said earlier, they only
Mẹ đúng là tên liền.
you were expected to do more.
Rất dứt khoát.
It's arguable, it's debatable whether T1 are expected to do more. I think you'd
Cái nhất tên liền.
expect them maybe to have a chance of making
Bắn
playoffs, but this is a
nửa
tough
vời.
group.
Yeah,
You've got
very
G2
tough.
and Heretics in here. T1 didn't set themselves up for success with their seed in Pacific, but they look like they could have and still might be able to make a bit of a run here. What?
Vậy có 2.000 thằng đoán là nó sẽ win map pick. Nhưng mà bây giờ là chỉ có đúng 900 thằng đoán là T1 có thể hòa lại được. What the fuck? Bọn mày quay mặt nhanh vậy, giật mặt nhanh vậy. Gần 2.000 thằng đoán là T1 sẽ thắng Mavic. Bây giờ đoán thật là hòa tỷ số không thì có 900 thằng đoán. Một lũ lật mặt.
A bitter disappointment for T1 for these players that have been at so many champs events.
Jorgamo didn't even need that orb. Just took it for the sake of it, denying it from the opposition.
I mean, that is just cruel.
TP.
Yeah. Deep smoke propped down now. Would have drone to set the pace now potentially being brought towards.
What the
fuck? Slow and steady and always on his attack side for G2.
It's quite a nice haunt from Stax. He threw a haunt over towards B main and cleared out that space. Now, it didn't clear everything, but it has meant that they're not calling for reinforcements, and they've still got a spread defensive setup where they might be able to flood and defend and help Meteor, but it's going to come down to sheriff shots. The weaponry is just so light for T1.
Pointing out all the usual suspects, players, positions. Noted, Meteor does have a big ult for this one, but Armageddon's going to be committed anyway. There's a sheriff shot for you. Almost going down to a bit of friendly fire. Meteor really delivering in a spot like this here. Convergent power was considered. Sidestep buzz is rapid. Right to the side. Firing off on every single cylinder. T1 say, we are not done yet.
Thực sự là thắng Echo. What the fuck? What the fuck?
Where has that come from? T1 coming out with a MasterCard Swifty, but...
What the fuck? Thực sự là thắng Echo. The hell? Hả chớ?
Could have been perfect against a big buy like this when you're on the weaker gun, but he just takes the fight anyway.
No. And then also, do the same thing I've seen G2 do before, where Jorgamo mistimes himself playing around Trent's ult, takes a bunch of damage from it. I mean, that is a weird one. That is a strange round for T1 to be able to pick up.
Yeah.
But that's wiped out a lot of the ults on the side of G2. Whoa. Early spam battle buzzed down to 15 health.
Lucky to be alive in that spot here. TH is, there's no way you're disrespecting this man. You're trying to get ahead of this.
Ui, đồng hồ chơi mà cứ vẽ đẩy với cả smoke mà cứ chết đầu.
This game is getting mad.
Đồng hồ chơi kiểu gì đây?
Mistakes being opened up perhaps from the pressure.
Cứ chết đầu là sao?
Understanding that this could
chơi
be
smoke
your last
có chết đầu.
perform on the stage. Especially for T1. An order ready from
Cái
behind.
thật không hiểu kiểu gì chơi smoke mà
How's
toàn
he
chết
got
đầu.
here? Straight up through mid, no consideration for it, even spotting signs of life for Meteor.
Biết chơi smoke bảo một câu.
Drop down at your feet, so quickly as T1 went around, looks like it's going to be answered back.
A collapse for T1 in this.
Chơi smoke toàn chết đầu.
DH is having a rough game today.
He's having a hard time.
He's been asked to do quite a lot. They really want that aggressive B line because it helps out their information game so much, but he's just getting punished time and again. Yeah. The flash haunt combos are too much for him to be able to stand up against.
Needs some help, really, doesn't he?
It puts Meteor in a weird spot too, because when you're in a 4v5 like that, you don't know whether you really want to run in and help and try to burn your ultimate.
Last player standing.
And then, oh yeah.
Một lần được cắm à? Hay đấy.
Okay. Easy with the operator. Hoping that he can save it here in a spot like this. Does adjust the aim in time. He's gone down, and it's a big map, so he might be able to save it.
But T1 need the last round.
They do.
Last round of the half here, and it's.
Ôi ôi.
And they've lost the ult.
Cái khẩu ốp còn không giữ được nữa gì kia.
Oh, well, there's no way they're going to get to him in time.
Ê.
They need this last round. They need it now.
Dễ ơi, làm gì đấy Sens?
Just overwhelming. Just the opening B setup, just a flash and a horn. It's very simple.
Okay.
Have not found an answer towards, and you can feel
cái hai hơi quá đà nhá. Cái số 2 hơi quá đà nhá. Bớt lại nhá. Cái 1 thì ok, cái 2 cẩn thận nhá. Cái 1 thì ok không sao, nhưng mà cái 2 thì thôi đừng nhắn, nó nhạy cảm ấy. Nhà boss nó tự nhận đấy, đừng nhắn. Cái 1 nhắn được. Cái đấy là nó nhạy cảm, boss nó thể nó tự ở đấy, nên là đừng nhắc ở đấy. Có thể đối với ông thì nó không nhạy cảm, nhưng mà boss nó thế, cái boss nó thế. Kệ đi thôi, mấy cái đấy không nên chắc làm gì.
Sure to reinforce this A side. They're in position to really push back. G2 is still squaring up to try and take it. This isn't posturing. More players across the board here, but a spam into the box alongside it. But again, anyone is Izu's target. Double dash now to get back to safety here. One bullet left. Will commit to that reload, and his team does have pretty good defense here. Stalwart is the nature of it, and Izu's still covering for it.
Thế mà thắng.
Fourth round is earned for T1. The lifeline that they were looking for.
Thực sự là thằng Echo.
From the sidelines after dropping early in that round, and I thought that they crumbled. The pressure getting.
Thực sự là thằng Echo.
Izu steps up, gets 3 big kills at DH. Redemption for him after a couple of rounds where he fell early on. He's been so good since being added to this team. It's rough to see him not quite perform out there, but 2 big ones towards the end. Maybe that'll reset his mental for the next and most critical half.
Definitely potential for it. Maybe it's salvageable here for T1, but for now, we're going to sit it down to the stage for a nice and quick interview.
Đoán nhanh đoán. Có cái quả Spark sẽ bị defuse trước 1 giây. Và sẽ có fallet ở map 2 ở cái second half không? Quả Spark có thể bị defuse ở dưới 1 giây. Và có fallet không? Không biết, nhưng mà đừng có nhắn nữa, đừng nhắn mấy cái từ đấy nữa. Đoán đi.
Bah, tout d'abord, c'est l'aura des joueurs de toute façon, leur merch qui est incroyable et le fait que quoi qu'il arrive, ils sont toujours dangereux en game.
Ok, une belle triade effectivement. So yeah, first of all, I think the competitiveness of the players. Like even if they're going down, they're gonna battle for the victory. Second one is the merch, and lastly the aura. And I think it goes for both games.
Oh yes, okay, bro. I trust you, bro.
And second question, we are used to seeing you getting a bit mad in ranked and stuff, but we see you here enjoying yourself, having a good time. So what makes Valorant the best game in the world according to you, Samy? Qu'est-ce qui fait de Valo le meilleur jeu du monde? Parce qu'on le sait, t'es un peu aigri en ranked, mais ici t'as l'air de passer un
cay thật, vẫn top 7 thôi mà cay quá.
Tout le monde rage en ranked, ça c'est pas une exception. Mais en tout cas, quand je regarde un match de Valo, moi je prends toujours du plaisir. Même les petites équipes peuvent gagner contre les grandes, etc. Et c'est ce qui fait que ce jeu, en tout cas, il est toujours plaisant à se regarder et tout, etc. Donc voilà.
So yeah, what I like about Valorant esports is that any team can beat any team, right? The underdog story, we have many of those, and even though everyone is getting a bit crazy in rank, that's also part of the game, and I think you are right on this. And let's see if the Samy buff will be enough for T1 to come back on Corrode.
They need every bit of help they can possibly get here, because T1, down in the doldrums, down by 4 rounds. A pistol round goes without saying, they need it.
We don't know really how good they're going to be on the attack side. Take a look at Leaf. He's going to be one of the players that has to fend off the double duelist on the other side of things.
Mấy nghìn thằng đoán mà mình top 7 là hay rồi. Yeah, bro. Vậy tôi phải top 2. Tôi phải hoàn thành cái nhiệm vụ này. Tôi phải xong được cái nhiệm vụ này. Tôi mở được cái này. Tôi cần cái cuối.
If this champs run ends this early on, because he's competing with people like Leaf.
Exactly, man. I mean,
the big races, the big picture kind of stuff of best players in the world and potential greatest of all time actually when it comes to Meteor, even though his career only started a couple of years ago.
T1 have had that highest of highs. Now looking at potentially the lowest of lows. To make it all the way here to have this be your final game. They can't stand it, and they've got to step up. They don't want that to be the case. They don't want that to be carved into stone as their legacy for 2025.
I like the idea of G2 putting 3 players on B because this composition loves B popping. Neon Waylay, very powerful at that, but T1 subverting expectations and just silently contact walking up to the smoke in mid. Prowler through it, but they are going into the stacked side.
Paranoia, let's connect. Well, it's going to be slowed down here. These players just trying to hard anchor into their spot. Jorgamo also hard committed. Frenzy in hand will commit. Gets the hell out of there. T1. Every single direction here. They can't win a fight. Plant is down for them. That's the only thing they got. Izu and Meteor are going to have to really step up. With the way the G2 are playing the discipline, it's in their blood. It runs deep. Swing leaping into the fight like a salmon upstream. Trent delivering death blow after death blow here. It's a pistol round now. Up to they're in a dire spot.
Kind of situation where you might even think about going for a force buyout.
Đâu hai Forest. Cho tao.
You got the plan down, but I mean, you really are in a rough position now. G2 running away with things. And this is a reminder for anyone who hasn't been keeping up.
4 kills on pistol and 7 in total.
Yeah, that's the life of a negotiator sometimes.
Perfect call. Perfect call.
Yeah, that B stack, like I was
Forlet
saying,
ra 2.
was a really good anticipation.
Lead với cổ
T1
chất
doing.
lắm nắm.
Don't go for the force T1 here.
Trust.
G2 to get up to double digits.
This would get very bloody if T1 just decide to go all in here. Leaf holding down towards elbow. He's got that judge in hand. High ground. Off. A lot of presence, a lot of push back here, but T1 not looking to commit.
Meteor maybe trying to take a fight against Valen in mid.
He's got a
Slip
sheriff.
past.
He's got a sheriff. Spotted a player. Should be set up for it as well. No!
Valen's stinger is unbelievable. How does it hit like that? Perfect first bullet accuracy. Aim punches Meteor immediately. No response. No chance.
Ui, lại rồi, Forlet.
G2 are, across stage 2, the best team in the world when it comes to defense.
Hay.
Talking about them just farming an easy lead in Americas, but they're out here doing it against some other teams too.
Not a judge.
Thôi đừng. Trời ơi, tại sao lại rút classic ra?
Pulling out the util, but it leaves him just out of easy. He does pick it back up, but
Tại sao lại rút classic ra?
Almost flawless, one short of it. But G2 didn't come here to play, they came here to make a statement.
G2 thằng hết cho ta, quan tâm. G2 auto win. Rút classic là cay vãi. Classic ra là ăn rồi.
They were motivated to crush.
G2 làm sao mà gỡ được? G2 sao mà gỡ được? À G2 gỡ được hả? Ui dồi ôi, stack 4 ra, bọn nó đi 4 ra.
Knocking them out in groups here.
4 players of G2 stacked up, looking to make it bloody. Skirmish has opted into here with a blind and a flash around their face, but there is no response with a hinder. Slowly gliding back down to the ground. Still overextending.
Tham thì thâm.
They're lying in wait, outlaw in hand.
There's no way they anticipated 4 players being over here.
Crazy.
And Jorg's already out.
Dips himself back, looking for the potential reaction at T1, but they're left reeling, wondering.
So much faster around the map for G2.
BTS, instant traded. Trent is there, hot on the heels.
Locating target.
He's out in the open when he's drawn this, no? Guy does not care. Right from mid, DH should be able to get a free kill. Only the box covering, yeah, there it is. So, punish in sight, 2v2 now. T1 have themselves an in.
Slowly moving around the map, stacks and DH. They might hear that footstep over towards A. It's only the clone. Jorg's got an outlaw, so both of these players with full armor don't have too much to worry about. They should be able to get a spike plant down, but Jorg can be nasty in these kind of spots, and any damage is going to be tough for Team 1 to recover from. They need 6 rounds just to get the gap back.
Yeah. Plant down then. The T1, you've got to be thinking 1 round at a time is how you take it. Guns picked up and reclaimed. Bit of a recycling operation here, but it's all watched for and managed by DH with Leaf and Jorg. So T1 attack 2 guns going into the next tier. You do have to take it, thinking about it one step at a time.
Chưa hết mà. Cay quá à.
The fight over towards A, the stack going back, re-clearing down mid.
Shit à.
T1 a lot slower to respond. Still came out the better of it towards the end, but
tôi cần một Forlet.
Too much confidence.
Tôi cần một Forlet, một defuse rất tốt, một không hòa, một thua và một không 25 mạng. Tôi đòi hỏi. Tôi đòi hỏi.
Posturing here from G2 over towards B main, so they'll have the opportunity. A lot of U2 being sent in for the wide exit, but no coverage here. Jorgamo, he can just tuck himself into the shed. Picks out DH like it's nothing, and that's no more smokes available now for T1. Play disadvantage, get themselves onto the site. Not giving a plan to Meteor, he's not going to have his ult for the next.
I don't know why Meteor doesn't play for ults more often, but never mind.
Yeah, we're going to see a fight taken anyway out towards Link. That's a stun connecting.
Có hai
down,
đi
really want to take this fight towards him. Trent is in a bit of damage. No way, man. He's a
Forlet, đừng, stop, don't throw.
He was complaining about all of them coming from the pistol rounds. After this, I don't think that's going to be the case. Salvos. Drop down.
Trời ơi, sao mà chết một thằng vậy?
Retaking, coming back into that round. 11 now for G2.
Stacks can feel it slipping away, can't he? Individually,
trời ơi, sao mà chết vậy? Trời ơi.
Not looking looking quite as drilled as DRX, for example.
Trời ơi.
Rivals of T1, former home of some of these T1 players as well. They have the Yoru, the flashes coming through.
Trời ơi, cay quá.
This Neon not throwing the wall there for DH to be able to get a clean TP into the corner. T1 not looking quite as drilled. And I don't know why Meteor didn't just pick the orb and go for a free ult into the B side to open.
Little details going to miss.
Very far amiss.
Tôi cần một cái flawless.
Onto an eco round, and you essentially have to give G2 match point. They'll be begging to get some stinger value here.
Trying to really just send it flying forwards. That C's connects though. Like a bungee cord, going to be springing his players right back, but Meteor might be able to get it done. That's a Sheriff. Makes it sing up towards mid, and that's a wide face as well, setting them up for success with these fights. T1 have access to the
sides.
Thrifties are working for them, aren't they?
Maybe that's part of the key as well.
Nếu một là một
taking those risks.
nếu là một T1 Forest thì ta cũng ok.
TH going to be joining him. Jonah P. Sidestepping but doesn't really want to over into this. Hold on, that gun pick.
Lại không Forest. Lại là 4 đứa xấu.
1v4 for Jonah. Spot like this. Back is open though to Izu.
Lại là 4 đứa xấu.
He'll deliver it. Thrifty.
That's at least a third of the rounds for T1 coming off the back of winning Thrifties. And maybe it's to do with the pace like you're talking about, Brent. Maybe they just need to be playing with a little more...
less respect.
Yeah, more whimsy.
Yeah.
Sending it.
The back of that round loss, you're seeing an immediate adjustment. It's a timeout taken by G2. It does give T1 an in.
Thôi đàn cũng lệch rồi, lệch tiếp.
Because they used 2 of their timeouts prior.
Lệch rồi.
Yeah, so an opportunity here for Autumn to actually have some input on
Tôi thêm lệch hết. Lệch nốt.
Something that was going wrong with their B exact.
Yeah.
Maybe seeing
biết đâu.
get Meteor in a good position to actually
biết đâu.
utilize his steel garden because
biết thế nào được.
Round to do it. You want to be using attack side ults right here to stop G2 getting up to 12, to throw off any adjustments that Josh is going for, and to break their economy again. This next round is a must-win if T1 wants to come back and keep their playoff dreams alive here at Champs.
G2 pulling out all the stops to ensure that that does not happen. Want to slam shut that door in the face of T1, ensure that distant memory of lifting the trophy at Bangkok will remain just that.
Đoán được đúng hết đúng ngày là ta lên top 1.
Into the tournament, it's G2's time. The entire year has been building up to them lifting trophies. They've done it regionally, but never been proven on the international stage.
Lots of input there coming from the T1 assistant coach.
Có của con
It looks like
của Trend, có duy nhất của Trend là có thể là giết được thôi. Bây giờ xem Trend làm gì.
See what the opener looks like.
Doing a thing.
Spot Jonah P. So Hinden's going to be laid down to his feet, but he does just escape and dodge the eye, but not the shots. Izu.
What an entry.
Yeah. Like a lightning bolt, he's all the way in. Valen just trying to tuck to the side here. That dodge and juke to the side. It's an instant trade by Stacks. It needed to be so. Has to be clean from this point on by T1. On their way back in. Maybe they've hit onto the mark of what they needed to do. That was fast, pacey stuff by T1.
Face your fear.
The comp allows, and even a Nightfall committed. Feel how tenuous this is. They want to hold on to any lead they possibly have. Give no possibility for G2 to get back in with Jorgamo done. Drop back to that spectator seat.
Hey! Tôi là trúng rồi!
Just that 2v3. Looks like G2 don't want to play for it though.
No way!
Both
no way! No way!
Locked out by a smoke.
Hold on, T1
no
just hunting these players down.
Thực sự là giết được bằng vợ. What the fuck?
One enemy remaining.
No fucking way!
Yeah, trying to survive.
Weapon in his hand.
I'm the goat! I'm the goat! I'm the goat!
And it's that fast pace.
I'm the goat, I'm the goat, I'm the goat, I'm the goat.
That might be the ticket.
And they weren't shy about using ultimates as well. I mean, they weren't at the start. They were playing to trying to punish the player who was denying the ult orb.
Top 3 rồi!
Big catch there at the very start of the round on the Jonah P.
Top 3 rồi, top 3 rồi, top 3 rồi. Ui. Bây giờ phải đúng cái này là phải được hết nữa là top 3 hẳn này.
You've lost 2 rounds in a row. Now you're
khoái nhờ.
Certainly if they lose another big rifle round, G2
Là cần một cái
about
flawless.
mental resilience. G2 are trying to gamble on the Thrifty here. They had 4 bodies heading over towards B. Now that Prowler and Paranoia are coming through, these defenders are going to start running towards Jonah P's side.
Jonah P is posturing, pretending like there's more players backing him up here. Firing out the util, Smoke's going to be able to help him out, potentially slow down, but T1, they don't respect it. They're going to be sending it flying forwards here. Jonah P could be in a bit of a difficult spot. Stun connection as well. There's connections as well, though. From the Sheriff in the hands of Jorgamo, conversion pass has to be committed. It's getting dangerous now. T1, they don't want to lose grip of it. When you have the advantage, you send it. You know how good G2 can be with that weaker weaponry.
But they're all retaking from the same position. It normally doesn't work on Corrode.
Dimensional Drift even being committed. It's going to be able to get them all the way in here. This is ult's committed from G2's side of things, even if they don't have the weapons. A salvo into the corner, spotting out G2, that's disconnected him from the rest of the pack. T1, you're going to have to step up now and really put the shut down under these G2 players. Their weaponry has to be an advantage you play into, but with the rifles in hand, it's not doing too much at all. Smoke's in the face, angle being held. Stax has got this one surely on lock, but it's left to just him. In a spot like this, in a 1v2, time taken away, and he needs to find it. Needs to find it now, he will. T1, stay alive.
Enormous medal reserves there from Stax, popping off in the comms afterwards as well. He had to stand firm, had to be the pillar for his team to rely on. Was fragging earlier on in
Nó
this
spike.
game.
Nó spike ba. Mày vơ luyện ban của bom đi. Tao không tin. Tôi có thể ban được của bom.
Chaotic moment. There were definitely chances for G2 to win.
No.
And now they've got rifles up. Another round.
Tao không tin vào mày ban được của bom.
Value out of his ultimate.
Nó gạt bổ luôn.
Got to have a set game plan around this one.
Picked up again. B-man with a pit, drop down, lay it out. It's going to billow.
Không thể mày ra được của bom luôn.
So Leaf has control, but that is not where T1 are setting their sights. A has been working.
It has.
They don't want to change it up.
If you try to jump spot, you get
Okay, bye bye.
Almost one of the angles here. Pass lane through. Now here it is. Steel Garden sweeping past. Players going to be committed and weapons torn away from G2's grasp, so they can't contest this one. Free real estate for T1.
Bác cái này plan thật ạ, chịu ơi.
G2 are saving these
Chịu
odds for a
ơi.
rainy day. It happens to be now. It's pouring for them. They're going to try and billow out into the back of the side here. Finding some targets. Izu again, harking it into the corner. SamQ's going to be cut away from him here. All comes down to the trades and the shots. G2, the ones on top. Finding it. Flash. Dodge and avoided. Stax really stepping up, but now he's the last one left. It's a Nightfall committed. Hard forwards. And right from the side, the flank. That's a bitter one, and it's going to hurt for T1. In that spot, really feeling strained, forced, and pulling the util. The ultimate's out of them. They had to use everything, but it is G2 now up to 12.
Đúng hai cái này rồi
You can't ask
25 chiêu khả năng cũng chắc là cũng đúng rồi này.
this time as well with the player behind it.
Còn hai cái này sai rồi.
He was the only player coming from a different angle and he waited, baited his team, but perfectly done.
Số to 4 rồi.
Comes around the back.
Không.
Grabs 2.
Ôi khả năng đúng rồi, ok, ba cái nô đúng hết rồi này. Giờ một cái flawless, cần một cái flawless và một cái defuse spike.
And no ults to work with. No great ults to be honest on either team, but Buzz might still be able to tear some people apart with this one.
And a weaker weaponry hasn't stopped G2 in the past here. There still is the impetus. Every single round counts at this point for T1. Got to give it their all, otherwise they are done, finished.
4 in a row just to get to overtime.
Yeah.
4 match points here for G2. More than they ever had in the Bangkok Grand Finals, and that was over the course of 5 maps. A banger. This one could close in 2.
I tied a bit of fake presence and pressure coming from T1. They're looking to see if they can pull rotates. Across the map there. Storm to try and cut off the available avenues. Open, sightline up to heaven. Needs to be watched for. A couple of shots as well going either side. No one falling casualty though. And through mid as well. Looks like this is a bit of late delayed pressure. Valen's still holding it in the game. Of time, he's just spotted it. Bullet's going to be rattling there through the wall though. Buzz who shrugs off the damage. Meteor, you need to be winning that now. Valen, classic in hand. He's done more than enough damage here with the judge into close proximity. This is really dangerous. T1 are being ripped apart, ripped to shreds. And Leaf's toying with them, playing with their food. They put them in the grave and they send them home. G2, they qualify for playoffs.
Vengeance, absolutely cold out there. They had swagger and arrogance right from the beginning, G2. They knew that they were coming in, I think, in slightly better form than T1 were. Coming off the back of 3 domestic titles in Americas. And clean up
Số phát top 10 luôn mà.
And I think to some degree dispel those phantoms that were chasing them after not being able to get the trophy in Bangkok that was so close. It was within touching distance, but here today doing a great job. Dismissing a rival.
Số phát top 20 rồi.
Into the more difficult games in playoffs.
Đây là lừa đảo à?
In their spot, doesn't mean we saying GG, well played the T1. An earlier exit than they hoped for. They've had the highest of highs this year. We were saying that earlier with that Bangkok trophy lift, but they were hoping to at least put up a little bit more.
Top 6.
We've
Đây
seen
là top
teams
6.
do that where, I mean, I'm thinking about Sentinels, for
Oh,
example, where they
man.
lifted the Madrid title and then came back on a big run to make top 4 in champs, despite the fact they didn't perform that well in the middle of the season, but not the same narrative for T1.
Top
Bit of a
6,
flash
hay
at the
rồi,
start
top
of
6
the
là
year,
hay rồi,
not
top
too
6 là
much
hay
else,
rồi.
but here's G2, consistent as anything. Never quite making it to the very top of the mountain, still hoping that champs is going to make the difference there. Tough competition awaits them in the playoffs, but they have earned the right to fight for another trophy.
Against the best in the world. Closing up here towards the end of it. I mean, only one more team left to qualify for playoffs and one more team left to be sent home. G2 wouldn't really think of them as a team to be put into that spot, the position where they would be getting eliminated with the high expectation they got for themselves. We have them coming in.
I've got to be honest with you as well, Brent. Coming out the back of this game, I'm feeling better about G2.
Đoán
Their Lotus, the form looks really
you got
nice.
the bracelet and you were comfortable, eh?
But it's the improvement on Corrode. They were talking so much smack
They're
today.
giving it back, man, a lot.
I mean, that's based on a whiff that Meteor had, I got to imagine. Talking about it getting complacent after winning the bracelet. It's nasty.
That's how much G2 wanted it. Sometimes that can be that double-edged sword, but for now we're going to send it down to the stage for the Verizon post-match interview.
Tournament's most favorite teams make it to playoff through the lower bracket, and I'm now joined by Leaf to talk a little bit about it. Congratulations, first of all, Leaf. It feels very good to see you guys back on the track. And the first question I wanted to ask you is about the adaptability, that you've shown. Why is it important, to adapt fast, especially at champs? We've seen you on Corrode, the comp is not working, we change it quickly. So yeah, what are your thoughts on this?
I think we have an identity that is very strong. I mean, we have the Teo merchant himself, Trent, even though he hates it when I say that, but there's a lot of good agents in the game and a lot of good adaptability within our team, so we can play anything, and sometimes it's just easier to just change to abuse a weakness.
Play on your strength, basically. Donc première question, pourquoi est-ce que s'adapter rapidement c'est important en Champions? On a vu G2 qui ont changé leur compo sur Corrode parce que ça marchait pas. Il le dit tout simplement. On a notre marchand sur terreau, même s'il n'aime pas que je l'appelle comme ça, on a des forces sur nos agents. On peut jouer des agents différents, donc on peut clairement s'adapter très vite. And usually after a break, some players tend to look a little bit like rusty, or maybe it takes time for them to get back on the track. It wasn't the case for you at all. You even seem to be even better than you were before, so how come?
I mean, I don't really know, to be honest. I don't have a definitive answer, but I just play low Sens, and I never really played the game much anyway, so it's not that hard to get back into the server.
So is it low Sens, like calm aim?
My ultimate's ready!
Okay, let's see, maybe I should try to lower my sense then to shoot as well as you. Donc deuxième question, c'est rare de voir les joueurs revenir aussi vite une fois qu'ils ont eu un break. Et ben l'équipe n'a pas une solution. I'm out of here. Est très bas et
Tôi tin AQ.
Either Paper X, Fnatic or NRG.
No.
Who are you going for?
I mean, the NRG domestic matchup would be boring, but I mean, I would want to play them in terms of we've beaten them so many times, but
mấy cái này là phải đoán từ có cái đầu tiên thì nó dễ rồi, mấy cái còn lại là phải xem,
I'm out of here.
Too slow. Gotta go. Next. Go. Down. I'm out of here. Next. Too slow. I'm out of here.
En America, j'ai envie de Paper X.
Go. Next. Down.
Paper X, automatic later on.
Gotta go.
Let's toss it back.
Too slow. Go. Down. Gotta go. Next. Go. Too slow.
AQ now. AQ. Ugh. Hello mèo béo. Hãy vào đây ngồi xem AQ The Mom Aspat. Vào đây xem game King The Mom Goat. Nó xem game King The Mom Goat. Đây vào đây giúp anh chọn mấy cái này đi. Đây, thằng Len đi rồi, bây giờ mày thử có đây phải chọn với anh. Đầu tiên, game King hay Aspat, ai nhiều mạng hơn. Thứ hai, round AQ sẽ win được bao nhiêu round cái nửa đầu này. Nó sẽ có cái ace của cái halftime hay không? Đoán với tao đi lên. Nhanh. Không là chọn rồi, mày vào đây ngồi với xem với tao rồi, ngồi đoán. Đoán, nhanh.
I think for the fans, also for the viewers, they already know, like, basically RRQ is used to losing map 1. Like, we're used to starting slow, which is like something we need to improve on. But yeah, after map 1, we just had a small talk and we're like, just forget what happened before and just focus on like what's present, basically. In my opinion, the way the LG plays compared to EMEA teams, they played way slower because they really like going like, with the pack like together and just looking for duels like contact stuff.
Mày cho thực tế tí nữa vào. Thực tế lên. Tao không muốn chọn 10 với 2 đấy mà phải thực tế lên. Half đầu thôi, half đầu thôi, nó chỉ là half đầu thôi chứ là half đầu chứ không phải cả trận cho half đầu thôi. Thôi hai thằng bây giờ một phải bài cho một phải chọn lên. Rồi bây giờ nhá, Asphalt rồi đúng không? Rồi cái thứ hai map của MIBR pick trước. Map là MIBR pick. Đấy, đây là đoán đi, đấy cho cái thứ nhất là map của MIBR pick. Bây giờ mình xem là thắng được bao nhiêu round.
Starting slow in map 1. I want to say thank you for supporting, and in our elimination match, hopefully we show you guys a good game.
Keep
supporting us. Thank you.
Anh phải nghe về 46 không? 79 à?
Welcome back, everyone. I hope you enjoy the Omen player moment there from Cushy.
Anh xem map.
Now, in the first game, it is
map là anh đoán được một phần.
came out on top, so it's time
Xem map
to see if Pacific.
Mẹ chọn mấy cái map độc lạ Bình Dương thì anh chưa nhìn bao giờ. Bro, nó bảo vệ bro bây giờ. Kích này.
And you guys at home play along as well, especially you, Melange and Alexis. I know you guys are watch partying.
Bây giờ chỉ có một bao 46 rồi, 79 có thể nếu mà làm map thuần attack. Nhưng mà ai lại muốn nhìn cái cảnh mà Kim giật kéo. Nah, bro.
Nice. Agree. Yeah, I think agree. I think that it would be a strongly agree if the ref comment absolutely destroyed. We still, of course, have a lot to see, but I think that when we saw the other day, I'd be very happy. I think that the way that we're seeing how they're conducting themselves on stage, they look way more comfortable.
And obviously, the dawn of this narrative is that they're the only team who made it here without even playing playoffs for stage 2 in their own region after losing in the group stage. But this is a very different MIBR than the one who failed to qualify to playoffs. I think that they've come back in with first off, a really good idea, like clear game plans. You watch every map of theirs and you see the intent behind the comp. Second, I think the team is playing very well together. They're trading, they're making less like little dumb mistakes. All those things.
Em muốn kêu thắng về cái con team nghe lý trí đây.
Finally, their players are in really good form. So I think absolutely they proved to be a team the caliber of.
Thế bây giờ chỉ một toàn là pick là cho AQ có lợi thế thôi, nhưng mà bây giờ phải nhìn vào thực tế. Là cái map 1 AQ đây nào thắng được. Cái vấn đề là map 1 AQ không thể nào thắng được. Đấy là cái vấn đề, AQ không thể nào thắng map 1 được. Trời ơi, muốn tin là tin chứ, nhưng mà AQ không thể nào thắng map 1 được.
I think that the performance that we are seeing for him is enough for us to trust that this is not obviously not going to be
AQ không thể nào thắng map 1 được.
This kind of plays, this kind of upset rounds that make him shine might lead to that moment where he's actually back in capital.
And I think I'm really in the middle, and I'm like going between disagree and agree, like the idea.
Good.
I honestly lean disagree right now because I think that I agree. He's playing excellently.
Cho tôi biết là mẹ AQ chơi map gì đi. Đến lúc đó chơi map gì đi.
I still really believe that I need to see more from Aspas.
But do you think it's also because his ceiling is very high?
And that's exactly it, right? Like I think any other duelist player that showed up and was playing as well as him, you're immediately lauding that they're in like peak form. But for Aspas, you know that there's that extra 1% he can always unlock. And I'm waiting to see the match where he needs to use that for him to show it to us truly.
And speaking of, Aspas gently caught up with him a little bit earlier.
Hey guys, Jen here with Aspas. Now, Aspas, when it comes to facing RIQ, it looks like there's a contrast in styles. You guys really love the contact plays, whereas RIQ, they like to play it more disciplined and more structured. So, do you feel like this changes the way you guys will be approaching the game today?
Maybe it can change a little bit, but we're gonna focus on ourselves. But we're gonna keep in mind the fact that they are a very aggressive team.
Can't wait to see it. It's gonna be a bloodbath, right? A lot of aim duels.
Yeah, it's gonna be a very fun game.
Excited for that.
No, Aspas is never wrong.
Tôi cần map pick của MIBR lần đầu tiên.
But he said that, you know,
sợ gì?
they're aggressive, but I think
sao lại bắt Matty không sợ hả? What do you mean? Sợ gì? Có gì đáng sợ? Mình sợ AQ thua. Cái đấy thì sợ.
Yeah, I think I'm a little bit in the middle, because do we mean like within the game or in the tournament itself? I think that we've seen so many different ideas. like specific in the opponent? Like,
I would take it to mean within these games, because you think about the game where they lost, right, where they go up against a Fnatic who shows 2 brand new compositions.
Yes,
They struggle
okay.
to deal with that one. They lose that match. They then play BLG, who also showed a new comp in that game, and I think they did do a better job of figuring out how to counter that.
CrazyGuy
as time
kìa.
went on. But honestly, in my mind, it's a lot more just
Sợ
about
gì?
being a team that doesn't have
Mẹ, cả đống người khác cũng stream mà.
and sometimes being slower to figure out.
Mẹ, Brief cái cùn cũng stream. Lidic cũng stream. Nó khác gì? Nếu mà nó có tác, tôi thì tôi chịu thôi. Còn nếu nó không có tác,
do with adaptation to the opponent is more to themselves, as in understanding their own winning conditions when the opponent is doing something.
So how would you agree or disagree with that?
I would disagree, because I think that it is not that there's
thua đậm là đột tử ấy, thật đấy. Thấy IQ thua mẹ 13-0 một trận ngất tại chỗ đấy.
Okay, that makes sense. Does that make sense?
It makes sense. It makes sense. And I think one player on the side of RRQ, you know, that we were very excited to see back in Toronto, he is now back here at Champs. Here's the next statement. Jemkin has unleashed his full potential.
I'm going out hard with this. Strongly agree right now. Not looking at the entire tournament, but looking at the most recent game, and especially that last map. Oh my God, Jemkin was outstanding, and I really believe he's failed to deliver in previous global appearances for RRQ, at least to the level that he shows back home in the Pacific region. But in this game, this was a takeover on Jet. He was getting opening kills, he was getting multi-kills. This was the Jemkin RRQ needed, Thea.
Yeah, for RRQ coming into this tournament, and coming into the previous tournament, everybody wanted to see Jemkin, and I think that might have been just 2 on his shoulders, 2 in the back of his head.
Jemkin bắn ạ.
To me, and in my opinion, you only need that one game to actually see yourself doing and performing the way that you've done it regionally. Now that he has done it, now that he has seen himself and what he can do with the team, he just needs to repeat that. So I'm going to go with agree, but not with a strongly agree, because if he wins today, then very strongly agree.
I'm a very soft agree. I think he can actually do better. He's already done really well, but I think his ceiling is even higher.
That he needed to unleash was mental.
Yeah, that's true.
Tôi cần AAQ
We
thắng
also
2-1.
wanted to hear from Cushy, of course. This is how he is feeling ahead of today's match.
Hey guys, Jen here with Cushy of RRQ. Cushy, we're expecting a lot of aggression from MIBR today, but you guys are
Cũng được cái anh em.
like that. You know, back in Pacific, for example, Paper X. So, how confident are you in matching up with the firepower of MIBR? Are you guys ready to shoot back?
Hello. Yes, we are confident. We're gonna play our own game based on our preparation, and also we'll be ready to shoot back. And let's hope MIBR is ready for us also.
Oh, can't wait to see it. Thank you.
Tối nay mai có dậy muộn, tối có phải thức xe.
Hello, Cushy. Hi. I like that answer, and I don't know about him wanting MIBR to be prepared, because like surely he wants them to be a little bit unprepared so he has an edge. But that does come down to the coaching staff and the IGL on the side of MIBR, which leads us to the next statement, which is Verno is MIBR's most important player. Ooh,
strongly disagree.
Yeah, I'll go strongly.
What's your
disagree.
say?
I don't think so. I think that he is important, but to me and what I've been seeing on the stage, it's not just him. I understand.
I'm
his
back,
importance,
baby.
but to me, I could see MIBR win in other ways without him. Does that make
Sure.
sense? So that's why I strongly disagree. To me, seeing Cortesia up, screaming at all of them, seeing Aspas having those kind of rounds, like Verno is important. Do not get me wrong. I do not think that he breaks the team if you remove him.
Okay, I can see that, but I am agreeing here, not super strongly, but to an extent, because I think his addition was the catalyst in a lot of ways for MIBR's turnaround. You look at them at the beginning of the year versus when they picked him up for stage 1, it really looked like a different team. I think he adds a pretty consistent player who is going to consistently put up numbers, but I think more importantly, in the latter times of helping out with some of the IGLing and the ideas of the team, and also being kind of a guy to like bounce off ideas with Artsin and with Fraud. I think he's really important as kind of a balancing force in that regard, even if he's not putting up the same like crazy numbers as your Aspas or your Cortesia, but he does have his games. And in that way, I think because of the way the team changed after his addition, I do want to give a lot of credit to him for what he's brought to MIBR.
But I especially think that moving forward, like, it has to be a team. It has to be a 5 thing, and I think that's why I disagree.
I can't even imagine the kind of team that would want to remove Verno to start with.
Yeah.
But I have progressed from coming into this tournament thinking, am I a believer, to I am a believer. I really believe in MIBR. Apparently, so do you guys.
Yeah, I went for them. Again, I'm going to mention it again. I think that Courtesy for me sold it. You just need a good salesman.
I love him so much.
You just need a good salesman, and for me, he has done it. Also, the confidence that we are seeing, the turnaround, to me is everything.
But also RRQ, I think that they did really impress in that last game. We finally saw Jemkin in the form we've been waiting to see at a global event. RRQ looks ready. This to me is just a 50-50, Sue.
Well, it's the last match of the group stage and the last chance to watch one of these two teams this year. MIBR have already done the unthinkable, but RRQ are finding their form. Let's find out who will punch the final ticket to playoffs.
Rồi xem pick our game, let's go. Crazy guy. Thì uống nước xong bây giờ uống sữa hả? Uống là tí Milo. Người là con người là
7 teams have already made it out of groups, and they are waiting to see which one out of MIBR or RRQ will be joining them. Welcome to the final match before playoffs.
Yeah, and for RRQ, making it to playoffs will be a different.
Let's go, guys.
They had to prove themselves globally. They
RRQ pick à? Thôi RRQ pick thì anh em làm vậy quả 79 đấy gì?
RRQ starts us off on the corrode, then we go to the abyss. I'm very interested about this abyss, especially with MIBR.
RRQ thì
to pick it. I was quite impressed with how RRQ
46
was playing on this one. So that feels like very even ground, and especially an
79
incredibly exciting head-to-head.
79. Tôi tin RRQ sẽ thắng 79.
A lot, which is like teams not choosing only to go somewhere strong for it, but somewhere where the other team has already played, even if it's just in groups, to just know where you're going up against, know where the weaknesses are. Love to see that from that side. And funny enough, do you guys remember that Lotus that we saw the
Aspat hơn này, 79 này.
The double duel that gives them so much confidence. Then probably that is one of the
Thêm
reasons
46 à?
RRQ decided to go to Corrode. I'd be super down to some Whaley Neon action.
Yeah, they were playing that in the region.
Tôi
Haven't
tin
shown
là
it yet here at Champions, but we've seen just how good that comp is from some of their other Pacific colleagues like DRX running a similar composition there. It's going to be a pretty different style from MIBR, who also runs the Waylay, but has that agent solo playing with double initiator, double smokes instead. So
không cho MIBR, tôi tin đấy.
Whereas with RRQ, they're going to have some really full send fast execs with the Waylay setting up that Neon.
I also love that you mentioned we haven't seen it yet, because I know Frost is watch partying. I bet he remembers that Corrode deeply in his soul.
I remember.
That was, again, RRQ having a slow start in a series, and then coming online when it mattered the most. And we were there, we remember watching it. But it was a very, very fantastic showing from RRQ on that Corode.
And I think also the resilience, it was a very long series for them, but they managed to get the win in the end. I think that coming into this matchup with everything that is at stake, going somewhere comfortable, going somewhere like this, could actually work very well in favor of RRQ. The worry for me, for them, is those set plays that we've been showing. I am 100% sure that MIBR have way more where those come from.
It is interesting to me in a match where I think the big story
Aspat
for
còn
most
Waylay.
people home is Jemkin versus Aspas, one of Pacific's best duelists versus a player who a lot have described as the GOAT of that role. But this first map is going to put the focus more on Mignett, because he's playing the Neon, Jemkin's playing the Waylay, so Jemkin's job becomes a lot more double dashing in, getting info, and refracting.
Wow.
So I think a lot of pressure on Mignett.
I want to see, like, they're meditating, I think, during Agent Select. I mean, they got to lock in if they want to win here, because playoffs, of course, is on the line. We're going to get that Jemkin versus Aspas Waylay head-to-head.
Yeah, absolutely brilliant. To me, I don't know about you, Mimi, I do favor the Fade a little bit more. I think that the versatility that it offers in the map, especially with what you find here in Corode, how you're going to control mid, how you're going to work in the mid round. To me, Fade is a little bit stronger than the Soap.
Tôi tin RRQ. Tôi trust RRQ. Tôi chơi 79.
That are so good for re-clearing space, especially on a map with a lot of like weird angles and mains that people can walk into. But the trade-off is a power ult that I think is
I
easier
still think
to
the Prowlers
build
are pretty
around
good.
top of.
There's so many
No,
corners.
I'm
Chỉ
saying
có
it's
6 7
better.
thôi.
Oh, okay, you're better. Okay,
Yeah,
they're better.
I
Okay,
think
okay.
it's better than the drone to have that, but I think it's kind of a wash with Dart and Haunt depending on how you play it. But I do like what Silva brings in terms of having that ultimate online and how you can combine that with some of the set plays MIBR run with it and that waylay.
Yeah. One of the players that we haven't spoken about is Artsin, and with him being on the KO, playing against a double duelist, when we're speaking about the fade, clearing those corners, killing those angles, his information is going to be way more important even that the Sova can get.
I'm also really excited to see a more relaxed, less pressured RRQ because they spoke about getting their first win. They wanted that pressure off their shoulders, so maybe they're going to be having some fun today on stage.
Yeah, a lot of focus on the duelists. I'm also looking at those Viper players. X-Pharaoh, he's been great on this map in the past.
I can't wait to jump into map and throw this over to your casters. It's Pansy and Hypog.
Thank you so much. And yeah, a lot to be looked at here. I think starting, let's keep it really close to the game we're about to see, right? Let's go to the comps. Where do you lean on this? Because it is a bit of a coin flip of a decision, right?
Yeah, I think so. I think it's key to come up against a team like MIBR, expect the aggression, to bring out the double duelist, to be able to say, actually, yes, we'll go toe-to-toe with you. Whatever you want to bring. I do actually agree with what Bay was talking about, though. In terms of the fade in the mid-round, I think there's way more possibilities.
But just kind of jump in. Verno on the Sova. I do like it. I really do like Verno.
Almost becoming almost like the trademark.
Cute. Cute.
Like, I've been a fan of Verno for some time as well, so getting to see him here, love to see that. And he was a big X factor for me in some of the earlier games. I mean, against Billy, he was nuts in that. So it's like he can be one of those. Now, I guess we have to see proofs in the pudding, right?
Absolutely. I think here, starting on Corrode, we'll see CrazyGuy going to catch the info early, but stacked up behind this for MIBR. Have to come through, won't tag anybody here. Already bodies coming back through from mid as well. No contact found just yet.
No, quite deep into this already. Made good progress. RRQ's got to be careful to not getting kind of caught wrapped on this. Obviously, they've got to know that there's a whole lot of presence towards this site, but feels like a ceasefire for only a second, and then finally Monyet the first to get things started, and the follow-up from Cushy. A bit of a glimpse towards what else is down there. They spotted the rest of MIBR pretty much, so information known, and Monyet did some damage but fell. Aspas and Cortezia doing brilliantly.
Actually, the recall gets off just in time, but Xfero's found one.
Oh, that's one bullet. Does Aspas then close in? That's a dangerous man to be up against. Aspas, what a start! Magic to watch this man. 3 in the first round. That is already.
Absolutely, been so exciting. Actually, previously on Corrode as well. IBR pulling out beautiful set piece.
Xem ai trả những giết xem ai kêu là không được trả.
An awkward brawl though that she again spikes down.
Like
yeah, kind of far forwards. There's nobody really pressuring towards any other angle here. RRQ kind of just, I mean, get caught off guard in a situation that they're almost the ones to commit to.
Yeah, weird start almost. It did feel a little bit out of sorts, but you know, kind of getting your footing here as well. MIBR keeping it simple, it looks like. Very direct approach. Smoke's already in towards connector. Set piece.
MIBR tons of space. Says you're going to find one Monya inside this smoke, but I was going to say respect it for the time being. Punished on the walkthrough.
Yeah, okay. RRQ are going to need to lock in on this one. I'm going to be honest. It looks like MIBR are firing, right? Like, they look pretty sharp at this. Aspas already confident aplenty, but not on his own.